I might do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did say I was putting that down for a second just to like figure it out, but I still will pick. I will still keep chaps of that. So, Hawthorne. What trait? What feat did you want to learn?
Me?
No, I was talking. Sorry, I mean Tolsimir.
Oh, I haven't thought of that yet.
I want to.
Oh,
Hawthorne's depressed. So they want to eat good foods, and like what's this?
I'm look
Eating
up fates.
I-
Hold on.
I do know Korak was training, I think, with his. He was doing halberd drills, and I believe he was working on Polar Master when he wasn't, RPing.
Right.
I swear to
9 a.m. for me.
Well, if we did.
Oh yeah, we did go through daylight savings, didn't we?
We
we went-
did. Australia does not have time magic.
Huh.
Time magic.
Ironic
that would
for
be-
my.
Oh, cool. Time magic.
We are finally recording.
I guess I'll put on my booty shorts again and my bra.
Goodness. Yes. Do not clarify for the recording.
Yes.
It needs no clarity.
Oh, good God, this thing. Hello.
Alright.
Hooray!
Welcome.
The gang's all here. It's
Whoa.
so nice to see you all again.
Yay! 1 second, I'm gonna put on my bra again.
Putting my hoodie back on. Okay. Okay, are you prepared? Spider! 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 Yeah! Spider! Okay.
Okay.
That's weird, Rin. Weird. Yeah, that is weird.
Hello. I'm a sexy Deadpool. I got my booty shorts. I'm in a Deadpool onesie, and I have my bra. As well as my masquerade, just to get all the fellas, going.
All you're missing is a Lady Death.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, I am sexy Deadpool, so trying to get all the hot girls and guys my way.
Spider!
You also missed Korak doing the Lord Helm.
Yes, Lord Dump.
Korak of all people.
Yeah. I know.
Korak, school's in session.
I'm gonna take off my booty shorts just because it's a little hot. And holy hell, I already said this, Ren, but Trish, I guess you were gone too. I will say this for both of you. I have mad respects for you ladies now because holy shit, this bra is hard to get on. And it feels hella uncomfortable. Ugh. Ugh. Sorry about that.
Those booty shorts made me have flashbacks to high school.
Yeah.
Because the boys in my high school had what they called a jorts day, which
Shorts.
was
Love it.
cut off jean shorts. Most
I
of
know
them
that
wore
is-
booty shorts. One dude stole his sister's booty shorts that had juicy on the ass of it.
Lovely. That's amazing. I want to meet that guy.
Awesome.
Oh my
Question.
god.
Question
That
for
dude knows how
Ren.
to live his life.
Mm.
All right.
Yes. Okay.
Question for Ren. Party is going over to Mara, and we had just started a scene with her. So, would you also like to complete it in session, or would you prefer to keep that out of session? Or because Korak also had some things he wanted to ask, so yeah. Okay.
Perfect. So then yeah. Well, it's up to you then. Then if that's the case, if everyone is still deciding what to do,
mean,
Vi, do you wanna run through that right now then? Hmm? Resilient. Get that down. Perfect. Cool.
Okay.
Oh, there's a hole. Alright. There's a hole in the Deadpool one scene. Kind of sad.
It's okay, it'll regenerate.
Okay. Let's go to discuss this stuff and scholars.
I think he just wears a new set of clothes.
Yeah.
I have a question. Will we be on Roll20 today?
No.
Probably not.
Okay.
I did mention this. Just a quick recap for both Ren and Trish. I did wanted to talk about this. There were going to be some changes. I'm going to switch back over to Theater of the Mind like we did when we first started, just because it's a little difficult for me for finding a map for Roll20 to use, as well as like just trying to use Roll20 in general, just because I'm currently back in school, as well as trying to balance a couple other things in my life as well. So it's probably not going to be the easiest. So definitely we're not going to do that. Second, we're adding clocks.
We'll explain
Yeah,
what
we're
those mean a bit more in depth when it comes up.
when it comes up, but essentially, depending on your actions, it goes up or down. After that, leveling. So basically, I'm kind of level stomping you a little bit, just because I'm switching over from XP to milestones, mostly because if I let that go on, by the time you reach the final boss, you'll be like so overpowered. You're just going to annihilate him without even giving them a chance to, to get up off the ground. What else is that? Anything else? Oh, yes, I did want to mention. Yes, the image. Yes. The image above, which has been pinned for Trish and Ren, is essentially those are something to pay attention to. Basically, we just had the info dump from Swarm, but long story short is that when he was discussing with Shipman basically told him that using your innate powers will only last you will only get you so far. And this would be the reason why. It's essentially Pokemon attributes. We're still debating on how it all functions with each other, because obviously making up an entire system that is similar to Pokemon it's not easy. It's not fun. Otherwise I'm gonna have to shoot somebody.
keep it simple.
What?
Yeah, so yeah. And then we just ran over what was happening with everybody.
So, yeah, heading down to Iris Report, I guess.
Oh yeah, Korak also kind of went over like the thing he talked about with Shipman concerning like Hawthorne's friend, because if something were to happen to Eva to disrupt the cage, or if it were to break out of her cage, it would probably be at the worst time possible for us, and it would be better to just go ahead and get the jump on it before it has a chance to become a problem. Because it's not yet a problem right now.
Control
So
how
we're
it gets
gonna-
out there so shit doesn't get crazy.
Crazier, yes. So basically, the solution is apparently to one of the problems is to get an emperor's pardon, so that the big scary thing that is, the only other being within the domain that Hawthorne's friend is in, doesn't come and murder us all. And we're going to go to the Iris to figure out how to get an emperor's pardon, what it is, and what we would have to do to actually get it.
Yeah.
And Korak might have like a statement or so that could help towards the payment, but chances are it might not be enough. He doesn't know, but it's better to try it out now while they're still here.
Still.
So let's go to Mara and ask.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's
Ask-
go talk to the lady. Let's go talk to the lady. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So I
does anyone else
start
again?
conversations? So anyone else want to?
Yeah. So just a quick thing. I just want to double check with everyone if this is what they want to do. If they have anything else they wanted to take care of, go to any other shop. Mordecai's shop is still here, so if you want to go check that out, he is still technically a scribe. Yeah, is everyone good with this decision?
Yeah.
I feel like once it is made, I want to go. I'll want to go back and do something, and I feel like I've definitely forgotten something important. But it's been so long, so let's go.
Sorry about that. I know it's
Yeah.
been a little rough trying to get everyone together.
It wasn't your fault.
Okay. So we
Okay.
stroll over to wherever Mara is, where the newspaper says.
Right. You want to set the scene that we described to Ren, or?
Yeah, we could do that. I just want to double check see what Ren's typing.
Okay.
Are you still getting up, Ren? Is that why you're muted? Yeah, I figured.
You can have Korak ask his questions first if you want.
Well, no, Glass, I got it.
So Ren has something to solve with Mara right now?
There was
So-
apparently an RP she was doing that can blend into what we're doing right now. So
Yeah. She originally had her own personal RP, but because of scheduling, we decided to move it over to what's happening now. So that way it just overlaps and goes smoother. So as you guys make your way, when you last seen the Iris, but it appears Mara's shop is still there as you hear a wheezing sound that you heard before, which is coherent with beings of the Iris. Though today she isn't alone, and Mara decides to greet you all.
Oh, so you are back again. I thought you might be. Especially you, Well then, what are you all here for today?
well, we recently came across a new problem that we're going to need to get information for before it can become a much bigger problem.
Oh?
Indeed. That's a smart word, right? He's just thinking that to himself. So, basically, what we need to know is what an emperor's pardon is, and how we would get one, and what kind of stuff we would need to do in order to actually get it.
I see. Any particular emperor, or just simply in general?
What's the
It
friend
can be
we
a very
got?
diverse group.
Preferably the one that would be least likely to make us, slaughter innocent people or, harm those. We tend to ascribe to our mortal morality and all that. So,
Yeah.
preferably someone that wouldn't ask us to do anything too
Yeah,
morally
Tulsimir will mention-
compromising.
Tulsimir will mention that Korak does not mean the human kind of emperor.
Yes, I know. I am aware. It is my job to know the difference between these things.
Entities, I would say.
These entities.
Korak doesn't say this, but what he's thinking is, yes, and it's also your job to
Do you mean Tolsimir?
yeah.
You just
Tolsimir
said
doesn't- yeah, sorry.
Tolstomir's a mind reader.
I mean, maybe it's been a while, but Tolsimir knows enough about this kind of thing that it's always important to specify, because otherwise they could just give you how to get a pardon from a regular emperor and ask you for the same payment. You have to be specific,
Perhaps
not
they
because
overlap,
they
who
don't know,
knows?
but because if they think you don't know, they can cheat you.
Like,
I love you,
Yeah.
Daryl. I love that mind of yours.
You know, I've been around. I've played a few D&D games.
he's dealt
and
he's dealt
Tolsimir
with
has
the Fae before.
yes, Tolsimir has dealt with the Fae before, and so have I.
Yeah.
That yes, I know, and I have a feeling like, not that I don't trust this person at all, but I feel like if we're going to insulate ourselves from potential trip, it's worth doing with this person.
Right. So, preferably an emperor that wouldn't, ask us to do things that would be considered evil by mortal standards.
Yes, I do know of a few. I could tell you their location. I may not know how precisely to curry their favor. They can be a very diverse bunch.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It would really depend on which emperor you go to and if their tastes have changed as of late, but I can tell you which ones, well, one or two, which may seem safer, who you can go ahead and ask, and perhaps their location. The rest would be up to you, I'm afraid.
That's fair.
Two may be a bit pricey, but
Well,
You
it
want
is
it
one
to-
that will wind up having to
Yes.
pay either way.
yes.
So, all right. I think any specifics you can give for those one or two emperors would be great, but also maybe just some general info would be good as well.
Very well. One that might be favorable towards you would be one that. Wait 1 second, I need to ask a thing. Also, I will be, of course, requiring payment. For just one. I believe you will be able to afford it, yes. And it shouldn't be too detrimental to you either. I just simply need a relatively detailed description of a place that was or is very important to you.
All right. Korak begins to describe in very immaculate detail the peak of the mountain that his tribe comes from. This was a
Yes.
place that he describes as somewhere where paladins and clerics of his god would go to test their mettle and prove themselves dedicated to what they were swearing to do. He would describe the snowdrift plains and forests that would be near it.
You really
would just-
giving up this information? I mean, just thinking about why they would need it or what they could do.
Honestly, demons already know what his place looks like. It's burned to the ground. There's nothing there. There's nothing they can do with it.
Value.
'Cause, like, well, that's not Korak saying it. That's me thinking of like, well, it's someplace important to him. He
It's
doesn't
someplace
have that.
important. It doesn't have to be important right now. It just had to be at one point.
Right.
Hmm.
And Korak doesn't have that many important places. So,
Yes, the long story short, she just basically asked, it had to be something important to him at some point in time, and like obviously, if you try to cheat her, she will make sure that you will
she will
not.
know. So,
Yes, she will notice.
it's like what Korak did last time when she asked about a statement about how he and Shipman met. He gave her kind of a half-assed version of it, and she absolutely knew.
Okay,
So, and
And it
So
wasn't
he's
because of
most-
any special creepy magic. It was just because, they understand.
that's their
they
that
can
is their
tell when you
wheelhouse.
lie.
That
Yeah.
is their wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But mostly, Korak isn't really describing like the tribe of place specifically, just the peak of the mountain, because that is where one of their biggest rituals to their god would be presided over.
Right.
Hmm.
And he would kind of describe things like the view from it. He would probably describe the caves that would sometimes house, trolls and such that they would send warriors into to test themselves or to maintain their instincts.
Well, quite a delicious payment, and I shall hold up my end of the bargain now. In the southwestern portion of the Alaman mainland, there is a rather expansive forest known as the Hunter's Keep, and at the very center of it is a lake, known as simply the Lake of the Beast. There are many emperors out in the world. Many of them can be quite cruel or power hungry or sadistic. Many of them are what you would probably refer to as good or righteous, but many of them do have their own concerns and businesses. Their time and attention may be costly, but this one, I suspect this one doesn't have much better to do besides help you out. As for what an emperor's pardon is, it's something of a symbolic gesture. My associate here can enlighten you further on it.
Think of it like a political pardon. Pleasantries, my friends. I do apologize. I can get a little excited. My name is. What is my name? Yes.
Oh, did you
Um,
step into the IKEA for a minute?
Trust me, sometimes dealing with them can rub off on you, if you know what I mean. It has been some time since I worked with mortals and not less internal affairs of our own divisions.
That's fair.
Greetings, my friends. I am Trey Eriks. How are you?
Good. You?
I am fine. As for the Emperor's Pardon that you're wondering about, the Emperor's Pardon is more so a political statement rather than anything special. Now, each one varies from emperor to emperor, and we ourselves do not know anything. But it's just it's essential. But how they require it, it's entirely up to them. I believe the one that you're looking for, the one in the Lake of the Beast, he goes by the name of the Ever Relentless Beast. Does that quench your thirsts, my friends?
Wait a minute. Korak will answer. So, Swarm is kind of trying to recall if that was
Genesis
everything.
terms.
Yep.
So,
Genesis terms.
So essentially, if you look at the art channel and you go to the pinned messages for the Aloman Islands, you see that big ass blue, light blue lake that's in the middle of what is essentially a lot of triangles. Well, that's the lake that they're referring to.
Okay.
So where you're going, so if you look at the map, the mountains to which you're going are in the other direction, and we're essentially that area where Asana rule and all the places that you've been to thus far has been in the circle.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, there are others that might do it for you, but, they're busy. They may not be close by. They might be on another plane. Who knows? But this guy seems likely and close. So, yeah.
All right. Yeah, that does answer my questions. Thank you.
Certainly. it's only our business. We'd hardly be this successful if we didn't give good business and good information.
You believe Vi is wanting to do her thing? I'm saying that as Swarm.
And Vi, you
Oh, right.
want
Also, World of Genesis terms, Ethan has mentioned the Relentless Beast before.
Oh, yeah, I didn't. Hold on, I gotta reread that.
Yeah, it's at the very bottom. Oh, second to last bottom.
Sorry, am I supposed to know who that is? Because I do not.
do you remember the Moonbrook, the guy in dark? Yeah. When you fought the evil corrupted dragon and
Okay.
versus the town with the guy, that's the guy.
The asshole.
Yeah, the one who kind of
Yeah,
betrayed his
that-
friends, and Korak is currently wearing his armor.
Well, no, Korak is wearing the armor of one of the friends he betrayed.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, one with the friends
Yeah.
who was currently So
I am not seeing the Genesis terms. Where is that?
terms. Class, do we have that ready?
Wait,
The terms.
yeah.
Yeah, it should be right under World of Genesis. Role playing channels, right under. It's above RP Room 1.
Oh, okay. Looking at the wrong thing. Korak might have a new
Right
question
there,
depending
for
on
the
what
curious.
this is. Hold on. A hand.
But Glass, I'll circle back to things if it becomes relevant.
Okay.
Oh, basically, the guy powerful enough. Well, basically, and Korak, I guess, would recall Ethan talking about this. And capable of fighting one-on-one with a single council or whatever. King of Monsters. Interesting.
Yes. So the forest itself is not called Hunter's Keep. There's actually a city called Hunter's Keep.
Oh, right, I forgot.
Yeah. There's a city called Hunter's Keep, which originally, when you freed the people of Moonbrook, you asked them where they were going, and they did mention that there was a city called Hunter's Keep further in, closer to the lake, which housed a Tarrasque. You decided to go against it, and you brought them towards one of the other cities that you already passed through and helped.
Right, because we didn't know whether or not Hunter's Keep was. Say, because I'm pretty sure our party heard about them having to deal with a Tarrasque or something.
Yes, there is a Tarrasque there.
So we kind of decided, no, maybe,
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It is.
Korak
It is called Lake of the Beast.
Right, I think somebody mentioned the Relentless Beast to us before. So also known as like the King of Monsters, really strong. All right. Then he just kind of. I'm just kind of waiting for Vi to come up and do her thing.
And then Vi, I believe you had questions as well.
Okay,
Okay.
so I will tell them that as they know, we defeated the scholar and we uncovered the scholar's note, and I wanted to ask them if they had any idea what he was researching.
Do you show the notes?
Nope.
Basically, okay. Mara and one second. Mara and I'm gonna write that fucking name down.
Trey.
Yes. Mara and Trey give each other a look and basically glance back at Vi and be like, no, specific. Although it has been known that he was purchasing some highly valuable information from the IRS some time ago. But as for the specifics as what he was purchasing, that would be up to the buyer and himself, I believe.
Okay, well, he is currently dead now, so I don't think you would have a contract with him either way. But in the case of his note, I just want to make sure that if we do divulge this information to you, that we will get information payment in return if you do not
Indeed.
already
Of
divulge.
equal value.
Yeah.
Correct. My dear Valakima, do note that we are no swindlers. We do not do that, and if we did, honestly, the Iris would not have survived as long as it has. We are the most powerful organization of the Oculus. We do not cheat our customers. That I can assure you.
All right, good to know. Well, that was just a formality. So she will take out the scholar's notes that she has. Well, I guess just her notebook actually, and she'll say in the notes, the scholar was researching a variety of subjects, some of them involving what he called the sun lotus, the perennial dandelion, perennial, yes. Do these names mean anything to you?
You can see that Trey's face kind of shifts. Before they were looking at you with basically somewhat of a plastic smile, where they were genuine. They're still genuine, but they were mechanical. So as much as a android would look at you with a smile, but his face starts to like he and Mara give each other a look where he has to ponder something, as if he's debating what to do with said information.
As for Mara, I think she's genuinely surprised that you know those names. Or, like, mentioned them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear. Those two. Yes, if you were wondering if we know about them, we do indeed know about the perennial dandelion and the sun lotus.
No, you
Both
got
of which are actually quite famous names, but well, the information regarding those names are considered top shelf. We will have to ask the boss directly about such things. Though we could ask her now, if you so wish.
Yeah. And also, I see that there's a third name, Magnus, as well. If any. Oh.
Oh my, that's a name that has not showed its face in quite some time. Isn't that correct, Mara?
I'd say so, yes. Quite interesting. Scholar had some lofty idols or aspirations, whichever they were.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes, if you can ask your boss, superior.
Certainly. But do know, this is valuable information, to be clear. But the prices for the questions you're asking will be very high indeed.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't believe I have any. I don't believe my history is worth the value of what I would assume are powerful figures that played a role in the shape of this world. So instead, I propose, just like we did you the favor of, what was it, getting that necklace,
Getting the camera.
whatever. Yes.
Yeah.
That in order to pay for this information, that I also complete further favors for you.
We will certainly keep this offer in mind.
That's when. So in this time, he he finally thinks it over and does talk to Mara. He whispers something into her ear and basically basically turns and then after talking to her, he then turns to her and saying, "Why don't we ask? Why don't we confirm this deal right now?" And what he does is that he pulls something out of his pocket, and there seems to be a small device. He clicks a button on it, and immediately there is like a immediately it kind of whirls to life. It's basically, think of like a steampunk creation. I don't know, like it's a small device that's handheld. It's no bigger than like
Steampunk cell phone.
something like that, similar. It's more stylish though. Think of it think of it like a fidget cube. Essentially is what he has in his hand. And he presses a certain button on it in a certain he presses a certain button and it whirls to life where he opens up a portal and then you hear a voice on the other side. Where she talks out. Ah! Hello, I've heard so much about you. You six have really stirred up a lot of things here in the Dread World. I'm so glad to finally make your acquaintance. My name is Caitlin Matthews.
Nice to meet you. Oh, wait a second. Wait. Let me ask you something in the DM.
Oh, sure. It is just a voice.
Okay, cool. Well, then Vi doesn't say anything. He just looks at it.
Corey's just gonna, nice to meet you too. Huh. Guess our still really did kind of kick around some things. Guess it would.
It's like,
We
oh,
have quite a lot of little tricks like this.
quite many.
Pretty cool.
So then, I am indeed indeed the president of the Iris Corporation. My name again is Caitlin Matthews. So I do hear that you were curious about the price range for the names of the perennial dandelion and the sun lotus. Is that
Perennial.
correct? I'm trying to call them the dandelion at this point. The dandelion and the sun lotus. Is that correct?
I kind of just looks at Mara and the other person.
It is correct. I think that Mara kind of like gestures at Trey and like kind of whispers to him.
Okay. So then, as Trey takes note of this, he then passes along the device to in your hands, Vi. I will let you know. Yeah. Is that right? No, I did not.
Okay.
So, well, I am indeed Well, as it stands right now, though your efforts in destroying the scholar was indeed quite amazing, and if I do say so myself, I was enamored with just watching how you all took him down, as well as his ritual, not to mention at the same time. Bravo! Bravo indeed! Especially you, young Tolsimir. Amazing! But they are the names that you recommend. The names that you are seeking are incredibly top shelf and expensive, to say the least. Though I will accept your offer for future favors. For every favor that you're willing to help with the Iris report, we do have our own issues. We clearly are not the fighting type ourselves. If you are willing to offer your aids, then I'm willing to pay, and then I'm willing to trade such informations. Is that all right with you?
Well, Faikima says, I personally accept the terms of agreement. I, of course, can't say anything on behalf of anyone else.
That is completely fine, my dear. We did not expect all of you to use our systems, and we still don't, but a deal is a fair deal. Yeah,
Korak's
so...
kind of considering it.
Hmm.
Like, oh, she's so.
Well, my
It's kinda
darlings,
like-
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Korak kind of looked over and at the portal thing, kind of like. I don't know. I'm thinking of the question in his head. As long as it doesn't involve the slaughter of innocent people, I'm good with it.
We have a wide range of needs, my dear friend, and we can most likely provide you with assignments that would largely suit your needs.
Oh, that sounds like a decent deal to me. I can at least say I'd be able to help with that.
Well then, my darlings, I am a quite busy woman. Places to go, people to see, things to do. Although, as a parting gift, do take, Trey and Mara here will give you one more piece of information that is a little higher price of your choosing, depending on what you ask. Ta-ta, my darlings! And then the voice goes away and the machine that's in Vi's hand sends to dies quietly. It goes back into its original shape.
Alright, she can just hand that back then.
Yeah. Vi, basically, Mara and Trey choose not to extend their hands to receive it.
Okay. And then she's
We're
like,
practicing proper social distancing.
Yeah. Sanitize that. What are you doing? Sanitize that first. Put it in bleach.
You've been in contact with the scholar. You gotta quarantine.
14 days. 14 days.
We did quarantine for 2 weeks. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we literally quarantined for 14 days, didn't we?
Don't touch.
Yeah, that's true.
We came into contact with the scholar and had to quarantine for 14.
Bad touch. Bad touch. No. It's
Okay, well, if they don't accept it, then Vi's just gonna be like, I assume I'm keeping this then?
How else do you expect to receive such favors in the future?
Fair enough.
Okay. Now Vikima just says, alright, thank you. And I guess she'll
Certainly.
copy it. How
Uh,
do I use this to call you? She's like looking at the device.
Korak does have one more question. It's about the ability things. But yeah.
that
Korak kind
depends. This is the DM, not them. That may depend on if I can answer that or not.
You know what? That's fair. If I remember right, Gorik was just like, actually, we could probably ask them that later. It doesn't seem to be something immediately concerning right now.
Yeah, that's.
He
But they
already
did
suggest.
Just know that you don't have to ask. So you do have one big information. So you can ask one big question of them that they will answer. Again, it can't be something. It can't be something that they just said you can't answer. But anything else not regarding the specific things that was
Right.
top shelf.
Why don't
Um,
we use that for having them explain how the Pokemon types work once you figure
Yeah,
that
that's the
out?
thing. So Daryl, that's the problem.
He
I'm
doesn't
not
have
done with
it
that
yet.
yet.
Yeah,
He's
so I'm
done.
saying, like, you know,
Is
I
it
mean,
I owe you one
if
explanation?
it's
We're
not
pocketing
important
it.
to the characters now, why don't we just say, like, we use our one piece of information for that, they tell us, and you will tell us once you figure that out.
Okay.
Basically, we'll just pocket the information,
Yeah,
that
so just,
bonus point for a bit.
you know,
So I guess
you know
now
that we
that-
know this, and,
Yeah.
like, you know that our characters know this, and we will know this when it becomes relevant when you figure it out.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I think after this, we're heading out towards where we need to go for the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tolsavir is going to stay behind just for a second, because he just want to ask them something.
Sure.
So he's going to come up and say, I assume this isn't really what you do, but it is about information, so I figured I would ask. So this is a DM question, right? There is presumably also a moon orbiting whatever planet we have, and like when we go at night, we can see a moon
Right.
in the sky.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Occasionally, you will.
Tolsavir wants to know, what is the period of that moon, and how far exactly is it away from this planet? Do you know that? Or is that not the kind of information you do?
So no, they definitely do that. They know that stuff. They buy all information, even if it's ridiculous.
Tolsavir wants to go to space.
So, well, that is a possibility.
Wait, there's no nature in space.
Or
Not yet.
is it that everything in space is nature?
There you go. Touche. So the information that they give you is that there's actually they first ask you a question, which moon? Because there's two.
Okay.
Oh. The best one.
Whichever is closer.
The one that's the closest, the one that you see every single night, is it's basically the same as Earth and our moon. Basically, Epos is a big world, but when I say big world, I mean the planet. I mean Epos is just a planet, but what I mean big world is that it includes space and all of those things. Epos's moon. Epos is roughly the size of Earth, and its moon is about the same distance, about the same size as our current moon. The second moon is a little different. It's a little bit further, and it doesn't appear most nights. You would see it every so often, maybe like once every 3 or 4 months. So. But yes, we do indeed sell that information. But that's the information that they can be.
All right. Currently, I lack the resources to really make use of this information, but I'll be back. I'll be back with some plans.
My dear Tolsmir, did you think that I do require payment still? Information for information.
So moon knowledge. What?
Anything that would seem relatively valuable, equal to knowing about the moon, which is way off topic, so it was not going to be that expensive.
So like what he had for breakfast.
Something that will be important down the line, but for right now is totally off grid.
Is what they gave.
Is what they gave, so it's
I'm
something
trying
that they
to
want
think
in
what
return.
that would be for Tolsavir.
Yeah.
Your least favorite spot in nature.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah. very amused for reasons.
What environment do you hate the most?
What are you
Um,
allergic to?
All right. I mean, okay. This might be a little bit too much, but Tolsimir is going to tell them that he actually really dislikes water, and like not just normal water isn't that bad, but one of the things he's quite scared of is really deep water, and so that is the
That was
information.
big. Oh no, that's big. Oh
Interesting.
no.
Mara says, interesting. May I recommend not letting your dark friends air loose?
Which one?
Your
Oh,
goth.
You.
The goth.
Planning on doing that anyway. Yeah, that
So-
was the plan.
You may wish to avoid. Consider it a tip, since you gave us so much.
Oh, right. Mine's like
Very
drought
well.
thing.
Well,
And-
yours is suffocation and all that.
It's also drowning.
Great. Well, so the there's a funny thing about that problem. But-
Oh, I would also recommend keeping away from that robot or from that fellow living android over there. They are quite similar at times.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
chuckles. Yeah, that just kind of occurred to me.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
I can think of this like this information is certainly helpful, but it isn't exactly what I was looking for. So I'll be back in not much time to discuss further this information. But until then, I wish you the best.
Au revoir.
You.
Alright. And
All right.
Elsevier is going to go check. Tolsimir is going to go think about a few things. See if he can put this terrible idea
Astronaut
into
Tolsimir, I would never
Yeah,
would have guessed.
Do I have to make a moon arc? Is there going to be a moon arc?
the-
This is gonna be the where that you were trying to make,
yeah, probably.
or the dragon-sized bear trap.
The dragon-sized bear trap, yes.
Yeah. I was thinking more along the lines of us not doing his sea adventure and him deciding to railroad moon.
I'm really
Yeah.
interested in
that's
where
cool.
this moon arc is gonna go.
Honestly,
For reasons.
okay, Daryl, if you do that, I actually wouldn't mind because I kind of want to see where that goes.
Yeah. One of the silly thought experiments I've had for a long time is using D&D magic. Could you get to the moon? Like, there's teleportation. There's Olatuk's resilient sphere, which is impermeable and has air in it. Like, there's probably enough, if you were dumb enough, that you could get to the moon and survive there.
No joke, some of our conversations have touched on this a little.
A lot.
You know
A
what?
lot.
Talk to the friends in Abby's domain. They might be able to yeet you right into the sky.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, if I have the exact distance to the moon and the exact period, I could get the moon's position, and then if I could get a teleportation spell, which has no range limit, I could theoretically just teleport myself right there. The next thing I survive on the moon, so that's going to be Tolsimir's pet
Drink
project.
water, half breathe water.
And
Well,
Moon
this
arc.
is probably the best campaign to try it in, for reasons.
this is I just wrote down moon arc.
And I
We'll
repeat,
figure out what to do with that later. Talk to us, Barrow. We have ideas. We'll circle back.
Hey.
Okay.
You
Anything
get it to play in the voice
other than
chat,
eating
like,
yourself through the moon?
Fly me to the moon. Yeet me into the sun.
Does anyone else have anything that they wanted to ask Mara and Trey?
Yeah, the information does not yet exist in the world.
That's true.
God has not finished creating the world yet.
God is still making the map. You ever think that's what it's like here on Earth? Where he's just like, oh shit, I didn't finish this out. Hold on.
I mean, the universe is constantly expanding.
There you go.
Yeah.
Constantly
Which, oh man, if
chaos.
yeah, I
All the religions never finished it up, so
yeah.
they're like, well, we're gonna keep building.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
religions were supposed to tie together at some point, but they just never did.
Yeah. You do not want me to go into like, oh, I wonder if there's a D&D explanation for for black holes and dark energy.
There probably is.
Probably.
Probably.
The abyss.
Big dragon just chomping.
Oh. Second, where'd she go?
You
She's
seem
still in
to
the
have
thing,
deafened
but
herself.
she's blinded and not blinded. She's muted and deafened.
I was like, oh, I heard blended. Like, she's like, did you
Blended.
Oof.
blended?
Blended. No, she
But,
is not. She's not blended. She's not
okay.
blinded. She is muted and deafened.
So
Bad
now
thing.
like after like presumably supplying up as far as like food and things that we will need go. We're on our way.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop to the washroom. I'll be back in just a couple seconds.
Yeah, why don't we take a small break?
Okay.
We'll
Trish,
take
you had
a 5-minute break.
you had a
Yeah, you
flower.
guys can like fill Ren and Ren and Trish in on the.
Blast, do you mind doing that? I actually need to pee.
Which thing?
Just filling them in on what happened when they were not here.
Okay, so we recapped what happened in the last few sessions and in the recent RPs. We well, Korak and Tolsamir briefly reviewed like, okay, so we're going to Mount what's its face? Mount no. Mount Canelio. Yes. Okay, so they briefly reviewed that we're going to Mount Canelio. There's a city at the base. Presumably we can get supplies and shit at the city. Presumably we won't have to murder anyone to get the supplies. Yeah. And also there was explaining the clocks, which was briefly mentioned. I think we kind of explained the clocks, the leveling being linked to milestones instead of XP now, and also the attributes kinda. The attributes are question. Agree, yes. But attributes basically like Pokemon types, but we're still figuring them out kinda, so yeah, do with this information what thou wilt. The clocks, we will explain them more when they come up in game, but like they are affected by what you choose to do in game. They only affect you and certain very specific wisdom checks in very specific circumstances. It does not affect your main wisdom stat or like spell based wisdom stuff and saving yeah. Yes, Korak is very likely to be affected during this arc. But we will explain that when it comes up in game, and don't worry about it for now. What was the other? Was there anything else? Oh right, it can go down. There are also ways to make it go up. So all hope is not lost if it goes down a lot. It might be difficult, but all hope is not lost. But going down and going up will depend on your choices and role-playing and choices mostly, honestly.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was it. Did you have any other questions? Because like, yeah, in RP, I don't think they did much more than like briefly discuss. We're going here next and go to the Iris stand.
No, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And then
I have
just
returned.
recap later.
Can somebody at Ty? Is she okay?
Sure, yeah.
Sure, you can.
Also, I'm super pissed. I can't find. I bought So Ren, I actually bought Ravnica, but I can't find the book because since I moved, so I have no idea where the book is, and I'm kind of mad.
Rip.
Oh, that's sad. It's probably around
Oof.
somewhere.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Oh. Well, I'm interested in the Ravnica stuff, so it's
I know that's why I bought it. That's
Weird.
why I can understand what you're interested in. I've been literally asking Beryl for the down low of what's
Yes,
happening.
I could certainly tell you about Magic the Gathering, and I would love to do a game set on Ravnica.
It is cat issues, apparently.
I mean, those are in fact legitimate issues because cats are.
Yes.
Cats are assholes. Lovable,
We love them,
adorable
though.
assholes.
Mm.
Lovable and adorable, still assholes. But the other one exists. Oh, that's unfortunate.
I put a thing in DM discussion. Lovable and adorable, still assholes.
I realized what you were saying. Yes.
Yes.
Meow.
I do find it funny that Dulcimir is afraid of really deep water because, oh no. Oh no.
Drowning. The drowning arc after the moon.
No, before the moon arc. The drowning arc happens, and that's what makes Dulcimir want to yeet himself to the moon.
No, I think it's probably
If
gonna happen
drowning becomes
after.
a serious part of the campaign, Tulsavir will flee to the moon.
Well, we have
Yeet.
one dread friend that's connected to D that's infinite depths and all that.
So it's gonna be in the ocean or in the moon. Who knows?
Yeah. Either way,
Yeah.
Abby's in.
Yeah, Dread Friend of the Infinite Depths. Just all of a sudden, a giant space army flies into the planet.
Yeah. Abby's just like, go to the moon, go to the moon, go to the moon. I want to go to the moon. Why wait? Punt.
Why wait? I want to be an astronaut. I want to go into space when I'm older. Why wait?
Boom. Clark eventually just gets enough strength that he can literally just yeet somebody to the moon.
Uh,
Hilarious.
So where are we in this? So we got some information like, okay, we're supposed to go to this location where there's
So go back to the art channel and then pull up the pin with the Aloman Islands. Do you see that circle? That's actually a genuine circular. That's a different color than all the rest. It's more towards the left
blue.
center. Yeah, the darker blue.
Yeah, the darker blue circle is apparently the "We Are Here" circle.
Yeah, so that's everything that you've done thus far.
Right. The lake is to our
Left.
west.
Yeah. The light
West.
blue thing that's been filled in, that's what they were talking about.
The Lake of the Beast with the relentless beast.
So where is the mountain in relation that we're supposed to be heading to?
Northeast.
Northeast. Yeah, it's basically up for you guys. Or yeah, northeast is which is essentially up for you guys.
So that little mountain set that's on that little peninsula looking thing.
That would be just east.
Oh,
yeah.
wait. Oh, hold on. I'm looking at it wrong. I'm looking at our directioning wrong, then. Hold on.
Here, let me get a thing real quick. One second.
You'll probably not have to cross any large bodies of water to get to the place. You may need to
Right.
ascend.
So what I'm wondering is the mountain we're heading to. It's definitely like going to be way out of the way and all that. We wind up having to backtrack again.
If you want to get to the Relentless Beast, you're gonna have to backtrack
Wait,
a couple weeks.
I don't.
But
I'm
on the
not- I
other
don't-
hand, hopefully the cage will hold firm.
That's kind of the thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a feel for where the story flow's going because right now it feels like it's branching off in two different arcs and directions.
Why
Okay.
don't we split the party? No.
No.
Don't
Never.
worry about the Hawthorne thing yet.
This is what I come back to.
We were intending to get into that a bit later, but you started
okay.
researching it.
We'll just get there eventually, hopefully.
This is the Korak arc now, not the Hawthorne arc.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, but
Let's go kill
I'm
some
just.
demons.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But,
Okay,
like,
what-
it doesn't
what did
seem
I
to be a
miss?
problem. Basically,
Last
me
I heard
just
was space.
Okay. Basically, it was me, the player, looking at it, kind of seeing like two different directions the story can be going in, and me trying not to derail things too much because Korak very much wants to go to the demon thing. Hawthorne's thing seems really important, though. So it's kind of like, I know we would have to backtrack if we want to deal with the Relentless Beast thing. So I'm kind of thinking it like right now. It does not seem likely that anything's going to go wrong with Hawthorne's person yet, but there is a contingency plan to get it dealt with afterwards.
Yep. You don't need to worry about that just yet.
Right. I don't know if Korak would get that feeling, but he does know that there are some demons that need to fucking die.
Yeah.
So we'll be headed off in that direction. Are we?
So yeah, so basically the things that I highlight, I rethinked it in red. I recolored it so that way you guys can see the thing in red, the one in the center. That's where all of your adventures. That was Moonbrook. That was, that was Moonbrook. That was the other towns where like the with the lake and all that stuff. Yeah. Sauna Rule, all that stuff. That happened there. You're basically using the channel. You're basically using the roads and all that stuff to either go up, which is where the red circle is. That's essentially where your things that you're looking for the demons, or you're gonna look more west, which is exactly where that is. It's exactly where the lake is. That whole thing right there. That's the lake. It's a big ass lake. Remember, this is the size of a continent. You're looking roughly at the size of
Australia.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Roughly. But yeah. So
India. I don't know.
So Korak's like, things don't seem to be going bad for right now. So I think right now we deal with that outpost, see what we can get from there, and then assuming we don't have something pushing us in a different direction, might try to figure out the thing for Hawthorne.
So I think we need snow gear.
We do need snow gear.
Yes, I vaguely remember that.
If I remember right, there's a town / base at the base of the mountain where it says that supplies can be gotten.
Yes.
Okay. Correct. Basically, says that like there's a town / base there. So, yeah, party will go on our way.
What was the one boon that we had from the? What was the question that we asked the Iris?
We did not cash in that question yet.
Oh.
It was like whenever the DMs have a better grasp on attributes, explain it to us, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Basically.
Ah, okay. So I was like, we could ask them like, what we expect to fight in the Seneca, but if you want to use it for the
There
attributes,
is that. There is that. I
I'll let you guys decide because
Hmm.
I'll let you guys decide.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? That is a good idea. Like, I think would be in character for Korak to consider. I, the player, did not consider it because I spaced out on it.
because like, do our characters know about attributes?
Yes,
that a question
actually,
they would
because
ask?
like,
Or-
well, they know about them because Korak talked with Shipman and Shipman mentioned them. So now Korak knows that attributes exist, dreads exist as those attributes. Just like gods possess the heavenly attribute, or they are that attribute, and all of that. He knows there are
Well,
different types. He thinks there might be one connected to nature or the wilds somehow, but he doesn't know anything specific. But right now, it doesn't seem to be something they need to that's available for them to worry about at this time.
okay. Well, if it's like attributes and Pokemon or whatever, then it seems like it could be just from logical deduction
Yeah,
about
which
what
is
works
kind of
with
what we're
what.
going for.
So
This is
Yeah,
kind
of
what.
course,
So,
because
what?
doesn't make sense. Grounded.
All right. So
Strong
Clark's
point.
gonna. So Clark's gonna bring the idea up to the group. We could use that free question to find out what we could be up against at this outpost, how we could best bring it down. Might be.
Well, I was happy with that since she did mention it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that does. No. Hold on, I forgot. That's how it went. Okay, no, hold on. My brain. Yeah, Vi mentioned it, so he's like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
you've seen the Karate Masters.
I mean, I can honestly tell you that as a black belt, I cannot break a steel beam. So
Well, you must be a low tier black belt.
wow! Whoa!
Shots
Wow!
fired.
I see how it is. Hold on, hold on. Let me- I was
you better watch out if he ever goes to Australia.
Fight you.
man.
Like she said, he was a low tier.
That hurt. That man.
Damn. Are you okay?
Red, roll 10d12 psychic damage.
Nah, I think that was 10d psychic damage to you.
Exactly. You're rolling. You know it's your attack. You roll the damage.
Damn. But
Damn.
But yeah,
That's
okay.
the
So
big hurt.
if the so
Sorry.
Vi brought up the idea, Korak is like, "Hey, that's a good idea. We should probably do that." The rest of the party agrees, then he will go and do that, I suppose.
Yeah.
So Korak kind of goes back over to Mara and who? What was his name?
Trey.
Trey.
Yeah, because actually, I think I have something to ask that might qualify for that free or whatever question.
Certainly.
We are about to head towards the Sanaka outpost over in the. Hold on, let me find that name again.
Canalio?
Canalio Mountains. I'm looking to bring it down. Do you happen to have any insight as to the best way to do that would be?
You said specifically the thing in the mountains, not the entire mountains, right?
Yeah, he said so. It is within the Concealio Mountains or what?
The mountain.
The mountain, not the whole mountain. You just mean the things that are in the mountain, right?
The outpost.
Right, yes.
Yeah, the outpost. I was like,
The
because I'm like,
outpost.
I don't
That's
know
why-
if you could take down a mountain,
just-
dude.
The
No.
outpost.
The outpost. Also, have you met Grog? He punched a volcano and won. Anyway.
Are you
Uh,
Grog?
Well, apparently he's got the beard now. But anyway, no. He mentioned
Did you get the belt? Golden strength or something?
But
Dwarf. Right.
Yeah, you got the dwarf one, I think.
okay. Yeah, so he's like, we're going after the outpost, the Sanaka outpost and Mount Candelio, and I'm wondering if you have any insight as to what the best way to bring it down would be, or information on what we would be up against when we get there.
Demons more like. Unfortunately, the particular group that you're referencing, the one that was working alongside the scholars, tend to not allow our kind within them. They didn't quite prefer us having their information down just as much as any other group. But if I can tell you anything, it's unfortunately, if it's a demon outpost that's been around a century, you might have a better chance at collapsing it from the inside at best.
Okay, that's very vague. Do you
Yeah,
have any more
collapse
specific information?
So if you want to know specifically about the group that you're trying to take down and the outpost, they're basically saying we don't know anything because they never allowed us. If you want to know more about the mountain, if you want to know more specifically about maybe why they chose the mountain, or maybe anything else related to like that area, because they know a lot about the topography of the mountain itself. They don't know so much about that clan because, again, they were like you guys who didn't want to have their information leaked out, so they
Right.
never allowed the Iris members to do that.
All right.
Interesting. So if we found out the information for them, it would be very valuable.
It would be extremely.
Assuming that the Sanaka still exist.
Assuming
Oh,
I
they
leave any
still-
alive. Well, to be fair, it's not like we're going to be able to take down the entire organization from that one outpost. That would just be stupid.
Well, yeah, but we could still get as much information as we
Oh,
can.
yeah.
So
Oh,
Makino will be like to
definitely.
Korak, please information first, and then you can do whatever.
Yeah. Oh no, I get you.
Okay, well, since they couldn't help us with that,
But he
we'll
will.
have that boon.
All right then. He's like, I mean, we could ask about the mountain in general if we're going to be traversing it, but I think that's something we could figure out on our own.
The locals might have a good idea.
Yeah. All right. Thank you anyway.
Certainly.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Uh,
All right.
one thing I asked the DMs in my DM chat, and I'm wondering if I could get an answer to this.
Yes, but you have to have a you do need a proper, like, it depends on what you want to learn specifically. As far as the second thing, the second thing that you ask between those two things, you can actually do that. You just need proper payment.
Actually,
Well,
Clark's
I'm just gonna
response-
give this to the rest of the party because this might be information. What I asked was, can I use the information vendor to learn a feat or gain a new spell that isn't on my list? And so the first thing is, and his answer to that was, the first thing is maybe, and the second thing is yes. So do with that information what you will.
Again,
But-
you do need, so it is, so because it's not naturally on your list of things that you can learn, it is going to be a little bit more pricey and a little bit more difficult to learn from them. But you can indeed learn a spell. A singular spell is going to be like a third level spell from a list that's not naturally your own is going to be already pretty expensive. So do keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So you
Also,
can't all learn reincarnation.
Also, I will say that Korak's response was a little cavalier, so I'd like to adjust that a little bit. Because in front of them, he's going to be like, yeah, sure. But as they're kind of walking, he's basically going to look to Vi and say, I will admit, it will be difficult for me to not want to rip their throats out as soon as I see them. So, you want information? Then maybe it'll be best if I kind of hang towards more the back of the party with you closer behind Tolsimir, as far as our formation goes.
I understand, but with grunts and stuff, they usually don't have any
Oh yeah, no,
information worth sharing.
grunts are absolutely going to get destroyed.
Yeah, but if there's any outpost leader, then I do appreciate you showing some restraint.
I'll try. That's about all I can really say.
Okay, do you guys continue?
We
Yes,
do.
let us go.
Perfect.
Words.
So the travel there, so even though you have rested for roughly 2 weeks and everyone feels way better than they did 2 weeks ago after fighting what is essentially a world-ending threat, or more like a country. It wasn't like gonna immediately die because of other creatures there, but you guys you're traveling from where you are now to closer to the mountain. It does take a little while. You run into multiple different locations. You run into a plain. You go through some more forest. How fun! You do run into a bit of a deserty biome just for a little bit, but it does quickly. It was mostly on this, like you were mostly going in between the two kinds of landscapings, and so you were kind of on the lines. You never really fully went into the desert area, so that never really quite bothered you. It's just been relatively quiet for the next few weeks. It's like as you guys are traveling, nothing really happening. And you do pass by a couple towns here and there, mostly stocking up on food. There's really nothing to nothing too insane. Like you do help out a farmer who had a couple issues with a monster or two. You guys eventually do handle it. It was a very low threat. It was like a troll who was eating his cows, and you killed the troll. And then again, there was this lady who, for some reason, she was like stuck. She was caught on a tree, and like she felt like so there was she was a higher tree that they were climbing, and she kind of got stuck because she was she was a tree climber and things like that. And you just helped her down, and a lot of smaller adventures along the way.
You don't get to play it out.
Mostly because it's coming up soon. But finally, as you guys arrive, you can. But there's a small town. As it starts to get colder and colder, getting closer to the mountain, you guys see a farming town, which is roughly filled with like maybe 1,000 people. And you can. You basically you hear screams. But as you arrive there, you see a very odd sight of what looks to be a more feral groups of like a group of more feral tieflings taking on zombies as villagers of human descent are just kind of like running and hiding away, trying to like not get bit by the zombies. But currently you see a couple whites. And you see these feral tieflings just trying to like take a control, but you don't see them doing any lethal blows onto the zombies.
So I will say, like, as the party entered the more colder mountainous terrain, you kind of see, despite the fact that Gorek's going towards, a step towards fulfilling his oath and all that serious stuff, he seems almost lighter and seems to walk a little more brisker when he's up in the mountainous terrain. It feels like home, despite the fact that this is not his mountain.
Bolsonair,
Fresh
not
mountain
specifically related to this mountain, but just has been later in general, after fulfilling his oath and knowing that at least the Scholar of Rut is not able to threaten any longer. So he has been sort of generally a lot more pleasant.
Very nice. But yes, you do come across. Yeah, the town you do come across is basically having groups of feral tieflings trying to handle zombies. It is in your path.
Ooh,
So you can do-
zombies. Fun.
Attack the zombies.
It strikes me as odd that they're not trying to kill the zombies.
Mm.
Or, yeah, that is weird.
All right.
So,
This is-
zombie fight?
Hey, you guys
Zombie
need any
fight.
help with that?
Yeah, like
Target
Tolsimir is going to
practice.
call out to the tieflings, like, need a hand?
And they're like, one of them calls out to you, though it's, one of them calls out to you in common, like, yes, but according to this, don't kill them, just corral them.
Cool.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Interesting. All right. So Korak is going to. Hold on. I don't.
Can
Okay.
did you say
Well-
how many? Did we say?
Yeah, so basically there's about 1,000 like townsmen and basically two main tieflings as well as like 20 other tieflings there that look like they're in lesser gear. While there's roughly maybe 200 zombies running around.
Oh shit! All right. Corral them.
They're all low. I'm not. So basically, this is not going to be combat because they're zombies, and you guys are level 10 with friends that can annihilate them.
Sorry, are we level 10? I
Yes,
thought we were level 9. Oh, alright.
Oh,
Or level 8.
Hey.
Oh,
They're
no.
leveling.
We are
We'll-
level 9. We are
Okay,
level
we'll-
9.
You're level
Can we
9.
be level 10 at the end of this session?
Fine, we'll do level 10 at the end of this session.
What?
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Just to make it clean.
Just to make it clean, we're level 10. Okay. Anyway, so Korak's gonna be like, okay, and he's gonna try to spook them off with
Hold on. I got this. Hold on. Wait.
Oh, wait.
Let me see. Vi, do you have a chromatic orb, right?
Yeah.
That spell. Cool. Can I borrow that diamond?
For the what now?
The diamond thing? The 50 gold diamond gem that you gotta use for the spell component. I don't have that. I don't buy it.
Oh.
So anyway, assuming you have that for your spell.
Oh wait, no, I don't have chromatic orb. I only have chaos bolt.
Does anybody have a gem worth at least 50 gold?
What do you need it for?
I want to cast Incite Greed.
Side greed.
Which, each target must succeed.
You've
on
got a lot of platinum.
Huh?
You've got a lot of platinum.
I mean, that's not a gem, but I mean, like, if
Not a
you
gem, it needs to be specific.
somewhere in
Well, it's specifically a gem. It has to the gem. Yeah. One of the one of the higher up tieflings, the two main ones, she turns to you and says, "There's a gem in the back of the in one of the carts. Go and get it.
Oh, wow.
Go and get it if you need it." As she's like she punches a like she uses the end of her spear and then like slams one of the zombies' faces into the ground.
Korak kind of breaks out the brass knuckles and kind of is going to help corral them by, letting off a bit of divine energy, not enough to annihilate them. He will be holding back, but he is trying to get them to kind of like, you don't want to be near these. You don't want to be near these. Punch.
Yeah.
Told you
Yeah.
going to use a bunch of druidic magic and basically grow vines and trap them with them.
Perfect.
Similar to
So-
Basically, Korak's kind of helping pick up the stragglers and kind of like, he's kind of using his strength to kind of like hold their mouths away from him so he doesn't get bait. But it's kind of like grabbing a struggling cat. Just
Yeah.
no, and he just kind of plops them into the vines.
How smart are these zombies?
Not
there's
very.
zombies.
They're zombies.
Okay, so
So-
low level zombies. In that case, D takes out their rope, hands one end to Bartholomew, and says round up, and so Bartholomew runs around zombies so D can tie
Bartholomew
tie
is a
rope
herding
with the
dog
rope.
now.
Also, I will say that since you guys were traveling, if you guys want to use more, if you want to switch spells from offensive to thing, I will let you guys do that. Because right now, I want everyone to make a roll for me. It's a group check.
What kind of role?
That's a good question. Let me pull. I forgot what character sheets look like.
Well,
I mean, you would have to do something with
well-
what you're doing, right, to contribute to
right.
them.
Yeah.
So
I
Korak's basically
I'm-
carrying straggling zombies into Pulsamir's entangling vine spell.
Let's see. Well, let's see. Okay, so basically, are you using essentially strength?
Essentially, yes.
Okay, I want you to roll me athletics.
Sweet.
All of us.
D, what were you doing? You were use
D was
What
rounding
do-
them up with a rope, kind of like
with a rope.
yeah. Bartholomew was running around a large group of zombies and coming back to D, and they were pulling them together.
Roll me either are there acrobatics or animal handling, whatever is.
I am not good at either of those. Great.
Tolsimir. Yeah, Tolsimir, what were you doing?
I'm growing the vines and stuff, but that's using magic. So
Uh,
can I
what-
just roll straight charisma?
Yeah, just straight charisma.
Yay.
Or use Arcana if it's better for you, but I don't know.
It
Whatever
is
works.
not. Arcana is not a skill based on charisma.
Definitely not them.
Charisma.
We're gonna be using the average, so if you want to help or not help, it depends on the average of the group. That's the total. Hawthorne, Vi, and you, Untie. What are you guys doing?
Me? I said I was casting in, getting in the middle of it and casting Incite Greed.
Oh shoot! Right, I forgot to read that.
Yeah, it targets. It has a range of 30 feet, so everything within 30 feet of me.
Right.
They'll be charmed by me until someone does something harmful to it. They can do nothing but use its movement to approach me in a safe manner. And while they're within 5 feet, they can't move but just stare at the gem.
Let me just double check. I want to see what anything for zombies.
So I'll just do that and just shuffle over where they would want it.
Oh, okay. I will make a save. Since they are all roughly the same kind of zombies because they're just regular humanoid zombies.
Korak's just walking by with armfuls of squirming zombies and putting them in the vines Tolsimir summons.
Let's see. Zombie. You said wisdom, right?
Yep.
Oof.
This is gonna
Don't
be
think-
fun.
I'm gonna do just 20 of them.
Okay.
-2.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
wow. Fair amount of them passed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait. What's the save?
17.
17. So
Only one of them makes it.
only one of them
Oh,
makes them.
Hey!
So if it's let's see. If it's I only did roughly 200 and I did that of 20, then only like what is that? 200 divided by
200 divided by 20 is 10. So there
So
are
there's
10
roughly 10 of
zombie
them.
monks who are like, I will not be distracted by this grade as I am focusing, as I have eschewed earthly things.
flesh. Yes,
As it says that, Korak just picks it up over his shoulder as it swerves like, no!
there's actually a zombie that looks like it had actually wealth, and it looks at your gem, and then it looks down at itself and is like, nah, I got better things.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
so that's
Definitely steal that zombie's stuff.
yes.
Yeah.
Everyone get
It's-
him.
get
Not
him.
gonna be-
Get that particular zombie.
But anyway, Vi and
Um,
Ty.
So yeah, so it's about 10 of them survive. So not survive, but 10 of them are not thing. The rest of them you pretty much have thing, so they're all drawn to you.
Where do you want them? As I cower behind my shield as best as I can.
Like, just bring them over to this. Just bring them over. We'll handle them.
Okay.
And basically, the group of tieflings finally start grabbing out the ropes and chains and things like that to start wrapping them up as you guys finish helping out. I could definitely see that with just 3 of you, you have high roll. So, I would assume that Ty, Vi, and no, yeah, that's all of you.
Die.
Okay. No, wait, that's 4 of you guys, right? Yeah, because I failed. Yeah, 3 of you guys passed, and 3 of you guys passed with high numbers, and I failed. So, it does take roughly about half the day as they finally corral all of the as they finally corral all of the zombies, and the villagers are finally relaxing, and they look livid at they look livid at one of the tieflings, and so do the other tieflings. So most of the tieflings look at this other tiefling who does not look like he's not dressed like they are, because they're dressed in like gear. They look more like towns guard, while the villages are just regular humans and things like that, like humans, also regular people. While this one tiefling, he's actually dressed. He's dressed kind of differently. Does someone want to roll me? Not investigation. What is it?
Insight? Perception?
Perception.
I'll do it. Or everyone can look.
How about I help Hawthorne, who is actually good at this?
Cool.
I guess I'll roll for it.
There it is. And you're helping me. Does this one have keep? I'll just do it twice. I don't feel like figuring.
I believe it does.
Okay, so 17.
17. Okay.
I got the 17. Hawthorne,
Oh,
you
I
got 12.
Well,
Oh, you got 11.
I did.
Oh, you
I
got
got.
12. Yes. Wow, you rolled bad.
Yeah, I
Got
did roll.
18.
Darn,
At
I
least
failed.
it wasn't a nat 1. Then you would have had a wooden beam fall on you randomly.
Oh, I had a.
From the sky.
It was a.
That's what I'm gonna do from now on. Barrel. I'm not Barrel. Swarm. Every time Korak gets a natural 1 and it's not in combat, just a random beam falls on him.
You look up and you see a massive bird in the sky.
It was holding a red giant beam.
It's building a nest.
You see a
So.
bird in the sky, then suddenly all you see is white.
Ow!
Drugs. Okay.
Drugs?
Drug.
Drugs.
Drugs. Anyways, basically, so anyone who passed, which is essentially the base was 15. So Hawthorne, you do not notice this, but everyone else, who did do the check, they noticed that the other tiefling has a symbol of Orcus on it. He actually isn't hiding it. It's not something thing. He genuinely looks apologetic and is like bowing to the like he's really like trying to show like how sorry he is to the other things. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know. And please don't be mad. Please don't tell my boss. You can hear the over conversation, and like one of the tiefling, like the girl, the female tiefling is pissed. So she just backhands him. And it's like, okay, I deserve that. That's all right. I'm sorry.
The other one, like, kind of like speaks in a very quiet, almost like whispery kind of voice. Is like, "We told you. We told you before. What? How stupid are you?"
tiefling with a very strong look of concern.
Yeah. So
Because it's
Tolstomir is gonna
very
walk up and say,
rare. Because it's
Okay.
not often that somebody will just blatantly wear an emblem of a demon lord just out and about.
yeah. So Tolstomir is gonna walk up and say, "What is going on?"
You know, what the fuck is that?
Um. Pleasantries. I'd give you my name, but I don't have one. Um.
This is the one
Uh,
that's all tied up and stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, he's basically in a cart that the other tieflings had, and you know he's trying to apologize, like please let me just go. I just wanted to finish my job. He's like uh I'm a demon. Uh uh I you know I work under the Orcus faction, and you know I was trying to transport these zombies from one of his bases to another one of his bases, and it got kind of out of hand. I'm sorry about that. I
Insight
didn't
check.
inside check. Yeah. Roll.
Insight check on that shit.
Roll. Make
I
the roll.
will once I take a look at his.
If other party members would like to do this, I know that probably has scary
Tolstomir
good
is gonna
insight.
try as well. Tolstomir has
I
okay insight.
think mine is just
No,
a
no.
Where it's
Oh,
just like.
The two
the
divine guys.
fuck?
Right.
Oh my
Halberd-
gosh! Oh my gosh!
Oh,
Well, I mean,
goodness.
hey, you know what? Get the bad
You know,
ones
he's-
out outside of.
He's-
Oh no, Corey's basically keeping
Wow.
the
Wow.
mentality. Korak is
You all have
basically
no
keeping
idea if this guy's telling the truth or not.
Well, no, it's
Yeah.
not even that. It's Korak's still thinking this guy works for Orcus.
Yeah. so-
Orcus.
I
Like,
mean, he did confirm that he did work for that faction.
Yeah,
Yes. So Korak's just kind of like, and you're just willing to kind of out and openly admit that, considering the fact that Orcus is, you know, one of the biggest, baddest, most evil people, evil demons in the fucking place.
Why we rolling?
19.
I got advantage.
Ah, nice. Yes.
Ah.
This demon is indeed telling the truth. He emanates a little something, so that makes you curious. So basically, you feel something's off. So basically, it's like, oh yeah, because he didn't quite seem like a normal tiefling. In fact,
I mean, he outright said he was a demon, and he's not. And I mean, I'm sure there's enough there to know for Korak to know he's not acting like a demon.
but it wasn't just him.
Right.
Vi, you notice that it doesn't feel who you get this feeling from, who doesn't feel like he's a normal tiefling. I don't think so. But there was yeah, you had a small feeling that he's indeed saying that he is. I am a demon. I'm one of the many nameless. You know, I do work for Orcus. You know, it's
Bold of you
Well,
to
it's
admit
been-
that openly.
Korak is looking very confused
yeah.
because, like to him, that's not how demons act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
who are
you
the
just-
rest of you? There's a whole group of tieflings here that you were all busy corralling the zombies. Why?
We were cleaning up his mistake.
And Dekka talks to you, Tolsimir. Can you clearly not see them? Really interesting.
I'm Tolstoy
He's
is going to say
basically
that
telling you
Dekka,
to use
not
divine sense.
visibly, but I can also see that they're not the brightest bunch.
Use divine sense.
I mean, right.
It's essentially what he was telling you. Use your
Yeah.
senses to really see out the truth.
Tolstoy will remember his class features and use divine sense.
Yes.
Yeah, Korak's basically gonna be like, yeah, I'm just gonna divine sense this shit because this is some stinky bullshit.
So basically you see a whole lot of undead. That's for certain. You notice you see a big ass pile of undead with your divine sense, and it's that kind of makes sense. There's roughly 200 zombies there. But you also see that other than the tiefling that who claims that he's a demon of Oh, and one god. Yes, there's a god.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi. I love you, Hawthorne.
Hey, hey lady. All
Keep
right.
your shoes clean.
All right.
Brush
All
your
right.
teeth.
Kind of see a couple muscles twitch.
Uh,
Oh,
Yeah.
Trisha.
We could
You
have
good?
simultaneously casted
I'm here.
Turn Undead, but then like, is it already Destroy Undead yet? I actually don't.
I mean,
Yeah,
either
that's
way,
so
it's
Destroy
done
Undead
right
level
now.
5. I'm fairly certain that yes, you would blow up these zombies.
Yeah.
So
Okay, yeah. We can't like downgrade it to just turning them away.
Well, they
Okay.
already have them corralled and like
Yeah.
they're good.
I'm just saying, I realized we could have tried Turn Undead, but then like, well, wait, Destroy Undead. I don't know if they're strong enough to survive.
Bert's
I
just
think
gonna
Turn
look
Undead
at
would
them.
kill them anyways.
Just
Oh.
kind of be like, I'm honestly astounded that you guys are demons. Like, one, that's weird because you definitely don't like act like any demons I've seen, and two, y'all are just bringing a bunch of fucking undead through a town with like
That
blatantly. Like,
Oh no!
that
Do
was not us.
put
That
us in
was
the same
just
boat.
him.
Yeah.
That was just
Like,
him.
we're here
We
to
are
clean up
fixing
his mess.
his fuck up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are not happy with him either. Rest assured.
And it's like, okay, so to kind of explain why I was here and everything. So the demon who's in the cart, the tiefling who's in the cart, who's a demon, he's
Nameless.
explaining. Okay, to be perfectly honest, I wanted to impress my master by getting some of more of our zombies out into the out into the greater multiverse, and I wanted to sell these zombies to to these fine folk in the city. I just wanted to be and then he's cut off by the female, the one in one of the better armor. She's like, "We don't want your zombies, Nameless." So
See, the other one
Wait,
just,
so
like,
you
shakes
said
their-
the guards and all of that are also demons,
Yes.
they're also demons, yes.
and the civilians, or if they're all
The
No.
civilians are
Civilians are
actually
human.
humans. Those are humans. Humans
okay,
are not they're mortals.
but they didn't appear to be in any danger. So
I
No.
mean, the
They were
zombies
in danger
might
from the
have
zombies,
gotten
aside from the
them.
zombies, but not the
not the
right,
demons.
because
Tieflings don't
they had
seem to
other
have. The demons don't seem to be threatening them right now.
right.
D
So
kind
some
of
parts.
asks, why are you selling zombies?
Actually, if you're interested, we can also sell you guys some zombies if you would like to have some. Orcus makes the most highest quality undead.
Given how taboo necromancy is typically, probably not a good idea. I'm actually surprised you guys are doing this like openly out on the surface, like
Again,
where
this was
I know.
him, not
Okay,
us.
yeah, I am gonna talk to him. You realize that the standard adventuring team will typically have like a cleric or a paladin in it. One of them sees you, y'all would most certainly like they would most certainly try to stop you, right?
Yeah.
He is not the smartest, as you can see, or the most competent, or the best at listening.
Right. Given that right now you're looking at 2 paladins and a cleric.
Yes, we real like it's like yes. I mean, I realize that, but you know, it's
I
my
think
boss doesn't know that I'm doing this, but I'm trying to, show that I'm competent
think
at least, and maybe get some other people out there. I
I
mean,
think
you know,
yeah.
I'm not
I
really
think
trying to
that
sell
this
to humans. I know that you humans don't like zombies very much, and I kind of get that. They're kind of a little bitey, but there. I bet there's other fiends and other tieflings and demons out there that would be willing to buy, and I just wanted to, you know, get my name out there a little bit.
Bart kind of steps back a little bit. He's kind of whispering to Tulsamir, ear. Honestly, I don't get it. They act like people. I don't
What?
get it.
What do these zombies do? I don't understand. They're kind of
They're just zombies. They do what zombies do.
They are indeed zombies. They look good in your throne room when you want to look all menacing, and it's great for kings who want to take over those nasty evil like nobles and all those things, and he
I
you
bet
can
you could put
clearly
them in a pit, have them be your zombie pit, and then throw other dissenters in there. But pit.
exactly. Yes. Oh, you get it right.
Yes. I mean, I understand the aesthetic, but
Zombies are great nowadays. They're all the rage with all of like the with the warlocks these days. It's amazing.
How how can you get your name out there if you're nameless?
You can see him slump over, and it's like, well, it's
just add a V in front, and then you get your golden. That's a trend of nowadays. You just put a V in front of an adjective or a noun. Great.
it's. I'm actually. Well, I'm trying to get a name at the moment, so it's. I just
You don't want to just make one up for yourself. Choose one. Not too late to yourself or something.
well, I wish that's how it works, but
Do you want
unfortunately,
a
no.
name? I can. What they call it?
He jolts up like, "Are you serious?
I
You'd be
mean,
willing to do that?"
I have experience with naming people.
Tulsamir would like to know: are the civilians and the humans like evacuated and safely out of this town? Are they not in danger? Right?
They're no longer in danger. They basically, after the zombies were corralled, the people have been slowly trickling back in, mostly in the outer areas. But in the particular area that you guys are in, it's mostly still kind of evacuated. So
Yeah. How
mostly,
exactly are the zombies being held right
one of the tieflings is more of a magical based rather than physical based, and they're using the sim. They took over the spell that Hawthorne used,
greed.
and they're basically all just looking at the gem with greed, and they're just kind of chilling, and they basically then wrap them in like ropes.
You go.
If
Sorry.
if I remember right, you saw
Oh. Why do you want to do this to me?
this guy was coming
Right.
around, because it seems like
But
this isn't
this
the
is
first time.
basically like when the guards fuck up in a normal town. This is kind of what the look would be.
Yeah. Basically, the look that they give this particular demon, the one who's in the cart again, who's in the cart, is basically like, you fucked, like, because they for one, it's like annoyance for them, because it looks like to them that this isn't the first time he's done this. This isn't the first time he's come to try and sell demons, but it looks like it's like the first time that he's messed up this badly.
So Korak is a little kind of curious as to why these people are so used to and cavalier about, like, he doesn't like demons, plain and simple, but it helps that, one, these guys aren't currently looking like demons, so it kind of helps with that separation. But they're also not acting like demons, and that confuses him even more, on top of the fact that mortals don't seem to care much beyond the situation.
Right.
Korak is very confused, so he's just kind of like, and so I take you guys are kind of passing through here often.
We live here. He
Oh.
doesn't.
Okay. Huh. Sorry if that question seemed rude. I haven't really honestly seen anything like this, so I have to admit I'm very confused.
You're not the first. So why are you here again, Nameless? We've told you time and time again not to come here, and now you've nearly destroyed you nearly destroyed this town. Do you have anything to say for yourself? And he looks down again. He's very like, she's basically grilling his ass. And he's like, I'm sorry. Like he kind of like shrinks into himself a little bit, and he's like, I'm sorry. But going back to the whole conversation with Hawthorne, when Hawthorne and Dee mentioned that they would give him a name, he perked back up, and he's like, "Wait, are you serious? Are you really willing to give me a name?"
I
I think
mean,
we should feed him to the zombies.
no.
Please don't do that. I need to either sell them or bring them back to Lord Orcus, and when he gets upset, and we all freak out.
How much did you need them
Zombies
for?
don't show up.
Huh?
What will he do to you if these zombies don't show up?
Well, probably worse than what you're gonna do to me. Sorry.
I'm honestly
Are you,
curious
like,
if we're actually going to
What?
You just
do.
act something.
I don't
Like,
know. If,
Folsomir basically thinks we should confiscate the zombies. As in, you walked in here with 200 zombies and, like, threatened the lives of a whole bunch of innocent people.
I know I
And
didn't.
now that I know that that the goal was to sell these zombies to people who would want to own zombies, then I see no reason why I shouldn't just cut these zombies down.
Wait, please, no, please
How
don't.
much did you want for them? Like, did they give you a quota?
He was selling them for 10 gold a pop. So the lady thing, she was gonna try to sell them for 10 gold a pop in the city, and well.
That's not very good.
Korak kind of is of the mind with Tulsimir, like, yeah, here's the thing where you really fucked up, buddy. You ran into two paladins and a cleric who really do not like undead, or at least, Hawthorne gets the aesthetic, but their god does not really care for the undead.
I mean, really, the first place you fucked up was by choosing to serve Orcus.
I mean, I don't know if that was a choice, though, considering the way demons are in... Well, okay, that might sound racist. The way demon princes tend to be in general, as far as the stories that are told about them, I'm pretty sure he might not have had a choice.
So nameless demon thing.
Tulsimir still has his defined sense of. He's also going to ask Ava because he assumes that Ava might know something.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
that's good. What are you specifically asking?
Is like basically this is a demon serving Orcus. Was that a decision he made, or was he born a demon serving Orcus?
It's a little. So she wouldn't know specifically if he was born, if he was a demon born serving Orcus, but it's definitely known that from a very young time, since his existence, he probably like picked. He probably had a choice. Like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna, you know.
Well, him
Pick.
having a choice is a very important distinction because
Well,
if he had a choice, if he had a choice of which demon lord to serve and chose Orcus, that was one thing. If he had a choice not to serve a demon lord at all, that's something very different. And if he had no choice at all and was chosen by someone else to serve Orcus, that's something different as well. And Tulsimir's judgment will vary depending on that.
She says that, well, it's like, well, I don't know him personally if he was a demon serving Orcus, but I can kind of tell why he's doing this. He is after all a nameless.
And that means what for a demon?
A nameless
The demon
means
name.
they have no. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I know demon names are important in being able to control them, I guess. But what else do they do when you don't have one?
If you are a nameless, you have no powers whatsoever. You are virtually nothing. You are at the bottom. You are worse than the worst. You have you basically you cannot grow stronger no matter how hard you try. To be given a name is to be given potential, and there are only two. And she basically explains, well, I mean, there's only two known ways to be granted that. First is either you gain notoriety by either being super evil, by either being infamous or famous, right? You for example, or this is one of those beings. But the second way, which is the easier way, is to be given a name by a stronger being.
We're stronger than him? Okay, great.
Yeah. Essentially, the potential of the named is in proportion of the master. If the master loses their powers, only the potential is lost from the named.
Right. So are they going to be under our service if we name him? Or I guess Hawthorne could ask this. Does anything happen when we name you? Are you our buddy now? What's up?
Yeah. I mean, it's something I've always wanted. Yeah.
Does Tulsimir have to make a stealth roll to quietly disappear from sight into the city?
You mean it's right now? You're currently in a town. The city that they're referring to is actually a bit of ways, but it's close enough to where these two.
Yeah, but Tulsimir would like to talk to the townsfolk. Can he just slip away and do that?
Roll me stealth.
You know what? Actually, I mean, if Korak notices, he'll probably honestly go along with Tulsimir.
Well,
he doesn't have anything to add to this conversation. So
never mind.
Clank, 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 clank,
clank, clank, clank.
Yeah,
but Tulsimir doesn't really care. But he is going to he's going to go talk to the townsfolk, and he's going to say,
"Yeah."
So obviously this is obviously this is a new development, but you seem to be very unusually accepting of these demons in your ranks. Why?
Why else? They're people with jobs. I don't really see the reason why we shouldn't be able to trade with them. I mean, we give them crops, they give us money. Cycle continues.
Wait, so you guys don't know how? Huh.
Don't you dare talk to us like we don't know our own relationship with them.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to find the right words here.
If you do, that's fine. I didn't, and would like to.
I really don't know.
No, I know. I just assumed that it sounded like Korak was about to say, so you don't know how demons are, and I was about to respond to that.
It's more. It's more Korak's trying to kind of find the right, because he's very confused. He's just pretty much going to straight up say, "I'm honestly very confused, like as far as things go." So, you think you can help maybe explain that a little more, because I don't quite understand.
You've seen evil humans, have you not? What, you
Well,
think
yeah.
all humans and elves and dwarves are all good?
No,
I've seen
definitely
some
not.
pretty bad bastards. And
Oh
you
yeah,
don't judge the whole race for it, do you?
no, not really.
So why are demons any different?
From what I've heard about demons is that in general they are what happens when an evil human or mortal or whatever goes down to the abyss. That's about all I know.
And they
Which
can't
is
change?
why, well, I don't know that. Because I've never met a demon that wasn't, immediately out to kill us.
You just met like 20.
Just now. I've gone my whole life without meeting one. Like, this is the first. This is why I'm very confused. Because this is a first.
Yeah, well, Tulsimir is going to say, if you don't want them dead, then that's the only answer I need from you. And then he'll leave.
I'm not trying to be, bad about it. I'm just trying to actually understand things.
Well,
Because I will say this. I've had a lot of bad experiences with demons, and I have heard nothing but bad experiences with demons.
I'm sure you
So I'm
have.
trying to
I have
set,
too. But
I'm
these
trying
aren't
to
them.
I'm starting to see that.
Like, I've never, like, perhaps there are not bad demons. I've never heard of a not bad demon who directly serves Orcus.
Yeah, I mean, he's an idiot. He's not the brightest one. He's not the brightest, but we were skeptical too at first, but he's a good kid. He's just stupid. He's stupid. It's really hard in the abyss, and you're trying to get by. It's not easy.
I gotta
You have
do
to,
some thinking.
like, if you were born in the abyss, and the only way you can get strong at all is to receive a name, and there isn't a lot of good names in there.
Yeah.
You kind of get what you get.
Unless you kind of get a general one, oh wait, so the ones that do have a name, which is generally Balgura or whatever, those are general names, and they get that's how they get turned into what we know as a Balgura.
So, it's like, well, I suppose. I mean, you don't just get named Balgura, and it's not a guy's name. They have names.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tulsimir will point and say, Balgura is a species name.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Back to. I just want to quickly circle back to Hawthorne and D, and he looks at the nameless looks at you and like, that name thing. Are we cool or?
What would it mean
Yeah.
to name you though?
Hmm.
Like, is naming you different than naming someone else?
I don't know. I've never been named before. I just
You?
Eva?
She's like, I just know that they need to receive a name. I don't know how you like. I don't know if they need a special name.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, I mean, we could try out some names. Although I do like the one thing I do know is that you're not really supposed to let other people know your true names thing. And I'll speak with in his mind with telepathy. He's like, so if you want, we could keep it on the down low, but also I don't know. We'll see. Do you have to go back to the abyss? Are you bound there in any way? Talking off of
He responds in telepathy. He responds in telepathy. I mean, it's like, I do kind of live there. I mean, but I don't really have a preference where I am. I can kind of go back and forth. It is still technically a job, and the job is a job. But yeah, not really. I'm not bound there.
Okay, cool. I'll just say in person, then, I guess. Uh, so if you want to just live out here, I guess, as long as you're not doing anything too illegal.
Yeah.
I have a name in mind.
Yeah. Korak's basically just going to return to the group with a look of consideration on his face, but he's kind of quiet right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Dulcimer is the same. He's like, well, all right.
Like, so he looks at D and Hawthorne and is very he looks very hopeful. Like you see a glint in his eyes, like this is something really big for him. It's essentially a rite of passage for him. And he's you could see that eyes before that were just like eyes of like anguish of like basically he had a smile on his face, but the eyes didn't look genuine. It looks like they were they were trying to hide something, like they were trying to hide his true emotions of like I genuinely know that I'm never gonna like it was like a look of despair originally, but hearing you two considering this is genuinely like elation for him. He's so desperate and excited and hopeful to actually receive one. He knows most of it is probably like because he knows that this is he's scared because he doesn't know if this is like really happening or if you're just trying to trick him. But he has a glint of hope in his eyes.
Cool. Hey, what happens if we both like give you a name, like first name, last name, or middle name, or something like that?
I'd become proportional. I mean, it really depends on who has a greater authority over me, I suppose.
Are we your parents if we name you? What is this?
You're not really my parents. I mean, I never met my parents, but no, I don't think you'd be my. I guess you'd be my boss.
So what were your things for a name, D? I could probably give him an abyssal or infernal middle name, or Fori.
Well,
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna give me a moral name. No offense.
Well,
okay.
the name I
I'm
had,
with cool kids.
the name I had in mind is actually Old Common. It means hope and trust, and I think it would be a good name for him because he seems hopeful and he has the potential to earn people's trust. And I think before actually saying it out loud, just in case saying it out loud so the demon can hear would like summon something or whatever, D would quietly whisper to Hawthorne that the name they were thinking of is Chislon, and that he could go as Lonnie for short.
My aunt's name is Lonnie. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, naming a person, it seems like such a. I didn't think I'd be doing this except for when possibly I was a parent, if I lived that long.
Oh,
So
I've done this many a time.
Oh, great!
I grew up in an orphanage, so there were lots of times that babies came, and we got to choose the name.
That's both sad and happy sounding. That's great.
They grew up.
And then, like, as far as
Carrie treated them like baseball cards.
Okay, that's a bad joke.
so at the same time, like, while so basically while Eva's listening to the story, because she tends to wander around the group. Now she's kind of like she's like kind of basically like not marked, but like rubbed off on the group. She basically just can fly around you guys in within the radius of the farthest member. Like the furthest you are is essentially the radius.
Sorry. G being who?
Sorry, not Eva.
Oh, okay.
So she basically decided to listen to your conversation and listening to their to this conversation, and she's just like she puts her hands to her cheeks and it's all like rosy red, and she's like crying and she's like, oh my god, that poor baby. She's very easily she's a very like rom-com type of girl where like she falls for those types of stories so like pretty easily, but she's very much like, oh my goodness, such a poor babe. So that's what she thinks about this nameless demon.
Yeah. Tolsimir does not like this at all, so he's just going to like sort of his things, get ready, and is like, all right, well, I'm on to the next town. Y'all can figure this out. I don't really want to be associated with it.
That's fine. I'll just.
Well, Hawthorne, do you think my name is okay, or do you think it's too heavy?
I'm not sure. I have no idea. Like, I'm trying to think of what a name would fit you. What do you want to be when you are no longer a zombie warrior? Hey, interesting. If you want a mom, I have the best mom available, the God Mom. Would you like to be a follower as well? Would you like a God Mom as well?
If you did not have to serve Orcus, what would you want to be?
He sits down. I never really thought of that. I don't know. That's me selling zombies is just trying to sell zombies on the market is pretty much all it is, and I've only been selling the lowest level zombies. Orcus would never really let me touch the higher undead. So
well, do you have any hobbies?
I'm a good salesman. I know that. So I guess that's
not a hobby, dear.
Oh. Nope.
What color is this tiefling demon?
This tiefling is more of a purplish color. Their eyes are red, like a normal tiefling.
Volleyball.
Yeah, a little bit. It was a little easier to pick those colors.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
How do you spell D's? What was D's name again? How do you spell it?
Chislon. Chislon.
Chislon?
Yes.
Okay. I was thinking something kind of
It is literally.
Forgive me. No, don't forget.
It is a Hebrew name. It is a Hebrew name meaning hope and trust.
Oh, cool.
That's
I was
why I
thinking.
said old common.
I was thinking something maybe a little more goth.
Sure. I mean,
Flame broker. I'm joking.
You think of the name Nero. Means black.
Do you say that?
Huh?
Do you say that?
Do you whisper?
I said, what do you think of it?
Yeah.
I didn't say naming that.
Oh. You're saying that OOC.
Okay. And Tolsimir has more joke suggestions, which is he could call himself Ilgathos Maze, and then when he sees selling zombies, he could go, "Hi, Illy Maze here."
Oh, great!
Illy Maze here with a special TV offer.
Buy 10 zombies and get the 11th zombie free.
Nice.
For 2 easy payments of $19.99.
What?
Huh.
What was the name?
Buy
you just
today,
said,
and I'll even get you. A half price.
This tape is so good it can reanimate the dead. I just sawed this zombie in half.
That's a lot of damage. I do like the name Nero though. That's a cool
Yeah.
name.
Nero? Cool.
Yeah.
We can make yours the
You can
last
take up fiddling.
Alright.
Well,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
middle
While
name?
Neverwinter burns.
All right.
Do Nero for first
Can we
name, Chislon for second middle name, and then leave the last name blank for if he ever decides to have his own.
Right. Like you earn the last name by a trade or something. You know, like Art Mason or something.
Like
Interesting.
It's kind of funny how that
Weaver.
almost matches the naming conventions that Korak's tribe has, except it's with nicknames.
Should we make the name very complicated? Because I do know that, like, true names for demons.
What? Can you spell out the name that you were suggesting?
I think sounds great, but I think we need to
Yo. Chronos.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, Korak's very confused by that. What is that?
That's
It's
the
pet bot.
you're familiar.
Oh, it's a pet. That's right. That's
Bio.
cool.
So cool. Man,
That's
he's got
cool.
nice threads. They
That
match.
is awesome.
Yeah, that's right.
That is awesome.
Wow.
His threads are lit. Or they're feds. I don't know.
Nice. Who are you? Nice.
Who are you? Who are you?
Those are the ideas I came up with combining the names.
Hmm.
Okay,
It's
the
effective.
last one just made me think of Spirited Away.
Chihiro?
Yeah, because it
Chihiro?
sounds like Chihiro. Chiniro.
Trying to think of other last names you would think of. Do we like add
Noir?
one name
Diablo?
later since you are the person who names you? Yes.
What now?
Bro, I was gonna say, like, if we give you a short name now, could we add on more names later?
I suppose you can re-overwrite the name, but I'm just happy to get one, a name in general.
Cool.
Typically, I mean, at least from what I've been reading in the books, supposedly, what happens once you name me is the master would lose some of his magic for the day, which is essentially he's basically which translates to mechanical terms is that for the day for the time until it takes for you to regenerate it, you use up half your spell slots. Down, it goes top to down to like where it would be technically middle, rounded down. So essentially, if you have an odd number of spell slots, it starts from the top all the way to what it would be the middle, and then you would keep an extra spell slot. So if it's like if you have
I mean in terms of
huh?
First level spell slots and so forth.
No, so it goes from what I mean like top down. It's like your highest level spell slot. So if your highest level spell slot is a 5th level spell slot, it will devour that first and then go to the 4th and 3rd. And then if like the number of spell slots that you have, so the number of spell slots you have left is like would be part way to like the 3. You would do rounded down, so you would do one less than the middle. Then what would be what it would take? So if you had like 9, it would take just 4.
Okay.
So
Highest going down.
I'd actually only have my first level spell slots left. Here's
So
the
that's-
question I have. If it's both D and Hawthorne naming them, would they have twice the potential, or would that use only a quarter of the magic?
It would probably be twice the potential, but we'll just go with it to see what happens.
Okay. D? D does?
So who?
No, what Hawthorne or what
Hey.
I wrote. Okay, so do we have a name chosen? Another option is Dag, which means daylight in Norse.
Dad?
Dag, like dagger.
Dag. Oh yeah, Dag. Alright, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dad.
Eva would like that one.
Ooh.
I like that.
He's actually pretty cool for a demon, yeah.
Hey, that's a great name.
It's a pretty
Okay.
good one for a demon.
So the other demons are like, they're like, oh my god, I can't believe this idiot's getting a name, and they're like, oh, all right, well, he's a good kid, and I'm like, but at the same time, he's stupid, and I'm like, all right. So they're kind of debating between themselves, like they're letting you do this just because it's your decision, it's your life. They're not going to force you to do anything. They just feel like, wow, can't believe this moron, even for like a nameless, it's just.
Which is funny because Korax just kind of like he sees that they're not entirely approving and they're just letting it happen, and it's kind of a whole different world had been opened up for Korax. So there's a thing I asked in general, just when as a side thing when the main bit is done.
Takeaway, yeah, you can talk to Eva about something.
Yeah.
Hey,
But I'll
Zai.
do that when everyone's done with the main thing.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Trish,
Yeah.
remember, you guys traveled for like a month and you had a thing, so you have all your slots now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're caster, so they have 3rd level, I think.
Yes,
I only
but
have up to 3rd level. And okay.
because it's been several
To
days
update
since.
that.
Yeah.
Black sunlight.
They said that because Trish said that she only had her 1st levels. I'm like, no.
No,
Again.
I said I would only have my 1st levels
Yeah.
after
Right.
naming.
Hmm.
But no, I would have 1 2nd level as well. Sweet.
So
Also,
what is so?
I think we're
So he
going,
looks at you with anticipation.
I think we're going with Nero Dag, meaning black sunlight. But also, I found out that Nero has an alternate meaning, meaning strong and vigorous in Roman.
Interesting.
Also good.
Yeah. So, do D and Hawthorne name them at the same time, or say one name after the other?
Just have someone name it. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Can D?
I want custody.
I want joint custody.
Follower of my god. Please. Or just be our friend.
Fine, I get to tell it. Fine, but I get to tell him the meaning.
Sure.
So he
Alright.
looks at you. He's
Say
very
what?
excited.
Huh?
Okay.
He
We have decided a name for you.
yeah. You can see like a bead of sweat, like it's like a thick ass, like teardrop going down the side of his face. Not a teardrop, but like it's a teardrop size of a sweat. Just like he's like sweating bullets here.
So your name is now Nero Dag.
So
Which means.
go ahead.
And Nero Dag means strong black suddenite.
As you do that, Hawthorne, you feel that a lot of your magical power taps away from you and into him. But here's the funny thing. It's not just Hawthorne that's noticing that. It's all of you. You're all getting sapped.
That's weird.
What?
I hate.
Yeah, all of you lose half. You basically, it's burning your top down of your spell slots, being pulled away from you and into the sky. Narrow Dak.
We're not. Why is not even near them?
This
Is
is
that-
odd. Yeah, we're not connected to him.
Like she's literally not near them. Does that still happen to her?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Odd. I wonder if it's doing it to the rest of the dread.
Nope.
That'd be interesting.
Oh, your friends, yes. All your friends notice it too. They're like, "Oh, we're being sapped. This is a weird feeling."
What? Why? Okay.
And
You
then
No.
and basically, y'all got a pet demon now. He's essentially like he's like it's like thank you sirs and ma'ams, thank you so much. You can hear him stammering in his voice. He doesn't like he feels just like so proud and elated. You can literally feel like what is essentially demon sunlight beaming off of him, and he felt he didn't at first. He was like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna think. You all basically essentially did the naming process here for this particular case.
How?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I wonder how.
How, considering the Korak didn't really have much to do with this. So, like,
Someone roll me history.
fuck it, I'll roll history even though it'll be shit. Never know, might nat 20. What's the correct said?
I've been a hermit for too long.
Oh, D okay. D figured it out. Hawthorne was a no.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
wait,
Korak,
did I
you had a
natural 20?
non-natural 20.
That was Hawthorne who got the 1.
Wait, no, it was a natural 20.
Oh, it was
I
a
have
natural 20.
minus
It was a
one.
natural 20.
Hawthorne, you have no fucking idea what's going on.
That's
I
amazing.
think you're a parent now.
You think you're you're like, oh, I guess I'm a parent, you know.
Professor
Let's five
Korak
other-
strikes again.
I'm gonna raise you appreciating the good mother Eva.
So, essentially, Korak, you actually remember, you kind of vaguely remember someone talking about the Dreads talking about something odd about you guys. But Korak, you remember that what the Dreads often talked about U7 or U6 being odd, because you all kind of look the same, like to them. To them, you're essentially a singular being, but at the same time, you are 6 different beings or multiple different beings, not 6 or 7. It's like double your number essentially. But yeah, they're like, that's odd. You look. Why are you a singular being? Why are you in multiple different forms? This doesn't look right to me. That's essentially maybe those two things are connected somehow.
Korak is just it's piling confusion on top of confusion as to why, like, that is now a question he has. He has a lot to think about and unpack.
You know, so because that he pulled from all of you, his potential skyrocketed. And also, why is Vi not there? Hold on, message. Can you message us real quick? Why
I was like wandering around the town because she wasn't very interested in demon going on, it's like getting supplies and stuff.
She doesn't care.
Right?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Tulsimir isn't here either because he's also very much not interested in this.
Yeah.
Korak's kind of like off to the side, kind of watching what's going on. Like I said, he's kind of off to the side, away from others, so that he can ask Eba a couple questions because, like.
So the insignia that you saw on the side of his shoulder, which he had, which was an Orcus, it actually burns away entirely. But right now it's just currently blank. No. So what I mean is that it was like a piece of metal that was attached to his fabric, essentially. That was like there to kind of like show that he is a member of the Orcus, of the Orcus faction, but it erased itself, and now it's currently blank, and in its place, like there's nothing to in its place, and he looks down like, oh,
I guess
because
you're one
he's
of us now.
basically he is, but because your group doesn't particularly have a
Signia.
signia, it's just gonna be blank for the moment.
Yeah,
Cool.
I know. Dee was just saying to him, I guess you're one of us now.
Like, yeah. I mean, it's definitely, and the one of the other one, not the female tiefling, goes up to him and sighs and pats him on the head, and it's like, all right, well, they all kind of like sigh. They all of the tiefling demons there, they're sighing, and they're like, well, you're not that bad, It's like. Well, they're like, okay, you did good, kid. Like, congratulations. We're happy for you, essentially.
So, Nero, how you feeling?
I feel like I can take on the world. I can ow. He tries to flex his muscles too fast, and then he accidentally pokes his own eye. So he's like rubbing it. Okay, ow. I got too excited.
I mean, we're out of town, so we could rest here.
Mm.
So,
Right.
since you don't have to do anything with these zombies now, well, actually, I don't know what you're gonna do with these.
Well, I
Test
don't
it out.
really need. So, do you still want to buy them? I mean,
I am this close, and I show him my fingers that are very close to touching each other. To just cast and destroy undead and watch them all pop. I kind of smell. I know how that smells, right?
I know I don't work for Orcus anymore, but that's that kind of hurts because that was my job for a while.
Wait, are
but I
they
guess,
just gone?
huh?
Just watch as Hawthorne just snap 200 undead.
Yeah.
I didn't do it yet. I'm very close to. My fingers are getting closer together.
Well, you said you were a good salesman, right?
That
Yeah.
might get Orcus's attention.
I might need your help in the future. You see, I'm part of the Artisan Guild, and I make items to sell to other people.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, yeah. I don't know too much about magical gear. The Orcus would never let me get near it. Well, technically it wasn't Orcus. It was one of the subdivisions of the subdivisions of the subdivisions, and I was at the bottom of that subdivision. So I was bottom guy. But yeah. I mean, I could definitely learn about magical stuff if you give me some time. I just need a teacher to show me how to do that, and
Well, before you get ahead of yourself, for you to work for me or with me, you would have to get enrolled. Is that get? What's the word? Join the Artisan
Applied?
Guild.
You have to apply for the Artisan Guild?
Yes.
I'm
Because
like, okay.
the Artisan Guild are the people who are the only people who legally can sell my items right now.
Like,
Go back off to the side and be careful about letting people know you're a demon because, well,
You're an exotic tiefling.
You're an exotic tiefling.
I'm an exotic tiefling, he says
Wow.
with pride. He basically looks to all of you like his saviors, essentially. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Is Korak still there? I don't know.
Korak is kind of off to the side. He's close enough to hear the conversation and stuff, but kind of, sequestered to piece his way through the confusion. It's kind of like when a genuinely decent person is trying to unlearn something that has been ingrained into them that is kind of bad, but in this case, it's not necessarily bad. It's just directed towards all instead of a specific group.
Hmm.
So he's kind of like processing that.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's like, so he's just kind of like, yeah, just don't let people find out you're a demon because others might not show much restraint.
I am narrow, and then and you can hear him kind of whisper, "I am narrow. My narrow.
You are Nero. You
I
are
am-
Black Sunlight. You should start a band.
I have such a cool name.
What?
Pretty cool.
I have such a cool name." He whispers, "I have such a cool name." You know,
Yeah.
narrow tack. Narrow tack. You know, he's just so like, he's so giddy. He really just can't help himself at this point.
Wait, actually, how old are you, kid? You are a kid.
I'm 16.
Okay, that sounds like a question mark at the end of that.
16. I'm 16.
Okay. Write that on your documents, I guess. I don't know.
Korak's
Oh.
just thinking to himself, definitely young for a demon. Holy shit.
You're pretty
One
young.
thing is, it is getting pretty late for me. Are we wrapping up relatively soon?
We can wrap up pretty soon. But is there anything else that you guys wanted to do with Nero?
Well, we're gonna have to rest up now that we're out of town, and I accidentally took everyone's half of everyone's spell slots.
Trust me, there's not going to be combat between. There wasn't supposed to be combat between you losing all of that and you getting to the town, into the city.
D is going to check with see if it's okay with everyone if Nero comes with them to the city to apply to the Artisan Guild,
Well,
Give him a job.
or to just come with us and find a good job.
the members of the yeah.
Oh yeah.
Possibly, yeah. But for certain reasons that will not work for like higher level things. You actually do need the iris for some things. But yeah. Basically one of the guards, she tells you, all right, we'll bring you to the city tomorrow. Once you guys get all rest up, and if you know, we were originally gonna deal with him, but seeing as how he's still a kid and everything's bad, everything's all right. You can follow us tomorrow. We'll deal with the zombies when we get to the city. Plus, you would not be able to find the city anyways without us. So I guess it's a win-win for you guys.
Fair enough.
Real quick, Dee's going to turn to Nero and say, since we gave you a name and we kept you from being arrested. Then
yes.
Can I buy the zombies off of you for 1 gold piece each?
You know, he bites his lip and he's like really debating. It's like, but they saved me, and but he's like, you can see he's debating. Like they gave me a name, but they also like, but a singular gold piece for zombie. But like but they gave me a name, but they get
These zombies are so cheap. I could kill one by sneezing on.
No, please no.
2 gold pieces each.
That's when she stops you. That's when one of the guards stops you. Like, well, we will handle the zombies.
Okay.
No buying zombies. No selling zombies. No buying zombies. And he's like, oh, all right, oh, okay.
Buy them to kill them.
Man, Zone's stepping in to stop us from getting a zombie army.
Yeah.
I feel like it wouldn't really work because
it's low-level zombies. And also, you're a cleric of a life goddess. It wouldn't really work.
I mean, they're all challenge rating 1/4, so you tell me the answer to that.
Yeah.
The zombie
Yeah.
thing was more, hey, who wants to blow off steam by punching these things to death?
Me, Korak would absolutely love to do that,
Oh.
but
And-
they're
and-
dealing with
He Nero goes to you and goes, Psst. I can get you one for 3 gold if I can smuggle one, if that's okay with you.
You say?
Who's he saying that to?
He's saying that to D.
Nero, I was buying them because I didn't want you to lose all your profit. I don't actually need them.
Really?
No.
Oh.
I just knew I knew the guards were going to do something about the zombies. I just thought it might be a good idea if you still made some profit at least. But they said no. I'll still give you money. It's like you're one of us now, sort of.
Question: Didn't we transfer all that platinum into gold pieces?
Yeah, you did. It's up to you, though.
Yeah.
No, dang.
Well, no, I don't. What? Was it really?
Yeah,
made it rich, man.
that's. Well, no. Here's the thing. He told us it was 10 gold per platinum.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, no. It's 1 gold. 1 platinum equals 10 gold.
Okay, so let's just say you gave us, stuff in gold instead of that platinum. Because otherwise, what are we doing? We could buy all those zombies and pop them all in the next second, just for
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, Korak would be down. He needs something familiar right now.
Pop those zombies, stress relief.
Yes.
We could have
Yeah,
given him 1 platinum coin. It's like, all right, Korak.
Well,
go
they
to-
done said they already said no selling zombies, so it's a moot point.
So they look at each other. The female guard looks at her partner and she says, "What do you say? What are you thinking? All right, so Wenson, what do you think? Should we if they're just gonna buy it just so that way, they can kill some? What are you thinking?" Wenson? Wenson!
What is going on?
Wait, what were we saying?
I like that character.
I like. She backhands Wenson in the head. Like, pay attention, Wenson. I was debating on letting them. Originally I said no selling, but if they're just gonna use it as punching bags, I suppose that's all
I
right.
don't really care. I just don't trust him with those demons in the city. I don't trust him to keep them under control.
All right. Well,
If they're just going to destroy it, I don't care. They can do that.
if that's the case, it's really up to it's really up to Nero if he wants to sell it. Are you willing to sell it? And he nods his head furiously, like yeah, totally.
How much did he say? 3 gold?
3 gold, yeah, 3 gold per zombie.
So that is
Zombie.
600.
Yes.
And are we all putting together funds to get this?
No.
No.
Fine. D
Like,
looks at the others like, and D just
Korak is just kind of
sighs.
like, we don't have the money to really do that. Like,
Let's just
for
put them
that.
and then decide so that they stay in place.
Just
D looks at Nero
let's
and,
just-
and says, "I'll give you 500 for the lot."
Deal.
Okay. D pulls
Oh.
out their coin bag and hands off 500 coins.
Okay.
It's like, I won't forget this. Thank you so much. And they're like, yeah. And like, she turns at you, like basically, the female guard turns at you. It's like, by the way, my name is Gulniel. Gulniel Balgura. Pleasantries.
Are you perhaps a Balgura?
Yep, you guessed it.
I see as I'm looking at a Balgura.
Well, you're looking at a female
Looking
tiefling.
at a tiefling.
It's nice
Yeah.
to meet you. My name is D Vice.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, you can complete pleasantries tomorrow when we get you there.
Right.
So you guys all go to bed, and in the morning, in the morning they take you over to the city, which at first you actually can't see at all. It's
Well,
totally. Oh,
so
wait,
before we do all that,
Sure.
can we do that side conversation with Korak talking to Iba?
Sure.
He's gotta basically kind of look at Iba like these demons aren't acting like the ones that I know about.
Not.
That's confusing.
So can you say that again? I'm sorry, you were glitching out there.
So, okay. Well, this is like less of a question, more like him voicing an observation for like Iba to like maybe kind of help put it into perspective on. But he's basically like these demons aren't acting like the ones that I know about. The
Yeah, I
people seem to
mean,
be. I don't get it.
sorry, Korak. I mean,
Huh?
yeah.
Like
I wish I
it's
could help you.
fun. Is it? These people are actually going to be fun. Just, huh? Guess I just have a lot to think about.
Guess so.
I'm trying to remember what all I had in mind. Took me a bit.
Look, Korak, I'm not gonna tell my brother's follower what he can and can't do, but maybe give him a shot. You know, and then they're not all bad, and I'm certainly not saying they're not all good either. But it's a needle, you know. Hopefully,
Correct.
you know.
Correct. Kind of just nods. Just think I see that.
You're a good
Basic-
you're a good man, Korak. You know, and I know you'll tough it through.
Yeah. Oh, now I've got. Apparently, I have some zombies to kill. That'll make me feel better.
Yeah, it's a deadly encounter, so perfect for you, Deadly.
Yep. Crack's just gonna kind of crack his knuckles.
Yeah, maybe this is the explanation of how we get to level 10. We fight a single encounter of 200 zombies. That's how we
Crack
get
just
to
kind
level
of
10.
cracks his knuckles, cranks out the brass knuckles. Just kind of like, hey, Shipman, we want to overkill this.
It's like, yeah!
All right, here we go. And Korak just starts kind of going Doom style, just ripping and tearing through all 200
Wait, is Korak
zombies.
gonna solo these? Because, we get so much more XP if Korak solos these.
Yes. Well, that's how we get to level 10. It's just Korak soloing 200 zombies.
Alright.
Let's Shipman stuff. So it's just, he's bashing heads directly into the torsos. He's ripping off
circle back.
legs.
We'll circle back. I do still want to actually finish the session.
Right.
But in the morning so what you notice. Oh yeah. What you notice immediately is that when you arrive to the yes, after the battle, after the murder of the zombies, what you notice immediately when you arrive the next morning to the city is that you can't actually see the city at all. It's covered in what you can immediately tell is in snow and ice and like frigid cold. So the entire party starts to get like freezing cold, like unnaturally frozen. But Ty, you're actually good. You're just chilling. You're nice and toasty. You have no problem whatsoever. You and your sword are nice and warm.
Korak doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Korak normally doesn't give a fuck, but this is, you can tell it's magical cold. Like there's a reason why this.
Magical cold.
Yeah,
Oh, he's
it's
still cold resistant.
he's still cold resistant, but this magic cold is enough to kill level 20 players. So,
Uh,
yeah, there's a reason why they picked this place. Because also you can't see shit. It's like you hardly were able to see in front of you while you were following this group, and you were barely
Yeah.
able to make it there. It's and when they finally do, they reach to the base of the mountain, which is kind of built inwards, similar to how dwarves would do it. And as you guys enter the city, you see a whole bunch of people similar to the tieflings that you saw. They all kind of look like tieflings, which you would imagine. But using your divine sense, you could tell this is a city of demons. You know, but there's children playing in the streets. And then there's people like doing jobs, buying food, and going to the markets, all that stuff while you're passing by the entire thing. And there's even a guild house, and as well as like artisans guilds, thieves guilds, as well as just a guild. All these things. So as you guys and basically he told you the night before, but Nero was excited because he actually did want to buy something from a forge, because or not a forge, a smith, because the smith is like really kind of gotten his name out in the past 100 years or so, or not 100 years, but it's been like half a century since his name got out there, and it's been pretty freaking popular, pretty freaking good, and he wants to maybe buy a lesson from him. And he rushes you guys over there because that's the first thing he wants to do. And the guards follow you. They're just irritated. Inside, there's a tiefling. This one, you try to divine sense to see if he's also a demon. No, he's a tiefling. And he's just... In the corner, you see what looks to be a giant... It's like a giant, like it has a giant blade. It's kind of like a halberd, but it's a giant blade, but it looks like a spear as well. It's on the side in the corner as he's just hammering away at something. Ding, ding, ding. And he turns around. He looks at you. He's like, let's kill him. I'm like, so, how can I help you guys today? That is where we'll end the session.
Okay.
Wait,
Cool.
I have one thing to add to that.
Yes.
D looks at the tiefling, looks at the sword spear thing, and remembers the stories that Carrie would tell them, and just says, Theos?
That's where we'll end the session for today.
Hey. Huh. Well, it wasn't as bad or mentally scarring for Korak as I thought it would be.
It's almost like you didn't trust us.
Well, I don't, but that's a different
choice.
Yeah.
But at the very least, thankfully, like I said, nat 20 and insight check. So that...
And the party has a child now.
Well, that kind of allowed him to be able to at least do a lot of the legwork for getting around his hang-ups about demons.
Yeah.
At the very least, not instantly hostile.
Yeah. Also, that was the reason why I had to cut you off, Swarm, when you were describing the zombies, because I really wanted to get to that last...
That's fair. That's fair.
So.
Yeah.
Korak and the demon son, huh?
Oh no. Oh god! I know where that's going.
Yeah. So, yeah. Glass and I are here to talk.
I
If
don't
you guys
know
want
if that'll
to...
be. I don't know if that'll be true quite yet. That's
Quite
the
yet.
thing. Like Clark is very much in the developing process of that character development.
But thank you guys all for coming. I do appreciate it. Tolsimir, Barrel, I know you're the big sleepy, so you are you're free to go. If you
Yeah, and then Yeah. I really want to talk to you some more. However, it is also 10 o'clock.
Well, I'm,
Yeah,
but,
go
it's up to
tomorrow.
you. I'm totally down to, Glass and I are totally down to talk. We're gonna still be here. But if the rest of you got things to do for the rest of the night, or in Ren's case, in the morning, happy Halloween, by the way.
Yeah, happy Halloween, Ren. It's 2 more hours for me and it'll be Halloween. Maybe I should stay out till midnight just for that.
Bye, Tab. Bye, Muse.
Yes.
Hey.
Okay, I'm ending the recording.
Okay.
Hey.